What the fuck is feel on? Nigga must be higher than a seal on. Got the seal lights in cold red. Them boys all in they feelings. Flying out to the X guys. Got the Xbox in the friend zone. While the PS5 getting all their games. Even those he said would never come. It was only 4 and nothing more. I mean more for sure. I mean more galore. I mean Indiana enforcer, boy. Xbox turned into a corner whore. Hold the line. What the fuck for? Told the line to give you more. If Xbox dies, my channel's done. If Game Pass lives, the console won't. Either way, we lose. For playing broke, it was all a dream. As game informed, I was just informed. They can't inform you. Damn skipping, cause the S suck. No Wukong or Phantom Blade. Just lie on Sony. Who gives a fuck about what the devs or the pub say? The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing. Hey, what the fuck is these bots on? They not like us, that's a dot song. They not like us, they are son. They talk too much like Carson. PS5 is the greatest, even with the haters, nigga, is bar none. They love feel like envy if we dancing on them like Carlton. I'm the Fresh Prince, you call son. Eddie on the Sydney Star run. They pray for peace like the Middle East, but never get it like Godson. Looking goofy cause your wind's low. Riding anyway the wind blow. Xbox was on some hoe shit, trying to backdoor Nintendo. Y'all dudes is down bad like a friend request with a friend code. Spend $100 billion on bullshit and you still sitting on the bench, bro. Got your main looking like a side hoe, like Taco Bell is nachos. So many clowns around doing podcasts. This shit looking like a sideshow. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing.
So, 4 games, no promise beyond that. So if you're on those other platforms and you see these 4 games coming, please don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not.
It's coming, and you are going to see more of our games on more platforms, and we just see that as a benefit to the franchise.
What the fuck is feel on? Nigga must be higher than a seal on. Got the seal lights in cold red. Them boys all in they feelings. Flying out to the X guys. Got the Xbox in the friend zone. While the PS5 getting all their games. Even those he said would never come. It was only 4 and nothing more. I mean more for sure. I mean more galore. I mean Indiana enforcer, boy. Xbox turned into a corner whore. Hold the line. What the fuck for? Told the line to give you more. If Xbox dies, my channel's done. If Game Pass lives, the console won't. Either way, we lose. For playing broke, it was all a dream. As game informed, I was just informed. They can't inform you. Damn skipping, cause the S suck. No Wukong or Phantom Blade. Just lie on Sony. Who gives a fuck about what the devs or the pub say? The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. It's coming. The whole slate coming. All that dick riding and you ain't getting nothing. Hey, what the fuck is these bots on? They not like us, that's the dot song. They not like us, they are son. They talk too much like Carson. PS5 is the greatest, even with the haters, nigga, is bar none. They love feel like envy if we dancing on them like Carlton. I'm the Fresh Prince, you call son. Eddie on the Sydney Star run. They pray for peace like the Middle East, but never
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
looking goofy 'cause your wind's low. Riding
What's up, everybody?
blow. Xbox was on some hoe
Is
shit.
the audio good?
Nintendo. Y'all
Can y'all hear me?
doing bad like a friend request with a friend code. Spend $100 billion on bullshit and you still sitting on the bench.
Plus Ultra, what's good, player?
Side hoe like Taco Bell is nacho.
Can y'all hear the music? Is the music good? Is it loud enough for you? All right, I want to make sure y'all can still hear the music and still hear me clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if everything good right now. You know what I'm saying? All right, Ghostface Killer, I appreciate you. My brother Aaron Polamine in the house. What's good, player? Side Effect Gaming was good. Phil Bosch. C Fresh in the house. Mock was good, brother. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about it. Blackbeard was good, brother. Brian Cutler. Plus Ultra in the house. Ghostface Killer. Johnny, as usual, my brother. Salute, man. We got about 30-some people in here. More gonna, he said, just turn the music up just a little. Hey, listen, man. I know it be slamming. I know the music be slamming. All right, I cut it up a little bit. There we go. I just want to make sure I don't have to yell over the music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, we got some stuff to talk about, man. We got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about the state of play. We're gonna talk about that. ACO 7, what's good, player? What's good? Hey, listen, I know y'all seen that state of play today. We're gonna talk about it. While we dealing with that, let me give me a second real quick. I wanna. All right, so we got the music back playing. We good. I actually have the trailers and stuff here to some of these most anticipated games, and I want you guys to see them. We're gonna talk about it. We'll go over the complete list. There was over 30 games shown at State of Play. Several surprises. A lot of new IP that we didn't know existed. I'm technically Tim, my brother. What's good? He said, shout out to J-Dub and all the FNs in the chat. Big facts, brother. The Potter was good. Panda Mark. Listen, I had to watch all the trailers back over in 8K. You know what I'm saying? On my PS5 Pro 8K 60. I need to see them joints with my glasses on looking extra crispy. One thing I loved about the show, you know, after they got some of the third-party stuff out the way, some of the stuff that we already know, they finally gave some release dates and stuff about that stuff. Then they got down to business. I think the last 20 minutes of the show, they kind of got down to business. They got down to brass tacks. You know what I'm saying? Molly in the house. Hey, we're going to talk about it. How we feeling about Sony's first-party single-player lineup? Ghost of Yotai, Death Stranding 2, Cyros, Intergalactic, Wolverine. I don't know. Feel like Sony getting a roadmap together. Hey, we're going to talk about it. ACO 7 in the highs. Yeah, you know I did see the sequel to Returnal. Now, here's the thing. It's a single-player, story-driven game. It's not necessarily a sequel. It's still like part of the Returnal universe. But I wouldn't call it Returnal 2. They said that we're going to see more gameplay later this year. And apparently Sony has it now where they're going to give all of their big games their own separate state of plays. So what y'all think about that? What y'all think about them putting up a 20-30 minute state of play for one game, one specific game, going to deep dive and stuff like that? We're going to talk about it. You know, I don't know if y'all like that strategy or y'all like what they did today. Just throw a bunch of games in a 40-50 minute period. You know what I'm saying? Mike Johnson in the house. What's crack-a-lacking, brother? My brother Johnny Gaming always here, of course. Alios Vici in the house. What's good? Stella Gwendolyn looks incredible. And Manimo looks fantastic. Hey, listen, man. Listen, I'm technically Tim. He said the cap is always real with J-Dub. Man, love to see it. Big facts, brother. Big facts. 15,002. Creeds in the house. What's good? Molly, Hero Down Under. Said it was a fantastic show. Evidence in the house. Made it. Salute to you, brother. Molly said, JW, you peeped the Take Two connection too? Listen. You know what I'm saying? Hero Down Under gave it a 9.5. Listen, I gave it a 10 out of 10. It did everything I wanted to do. I wanted to see new IP. I want to see release dates. And that joint hit me with, listen, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Right now, we got about 60 people. We may get maybe about 200 people in here, you know, late night during the evening. But, you know, I'm going to try to hear up and get to it. Swag Bag in the house. RDJ in the house. Muhammad Reed in the house. What's good, brother? Says up, bro. He gave it a 7 out of 10 for him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Ace07 said he under 6 inches, pause, of big white snow. Oh, man. Listen, man. It's a great time to get your sick voice on and call in sick, brother. Listen, it's going to be about 40 degrees here in Texas. You know that's rare. So I feel my voice kind of, you know, getting raspy. You know, I may have to, you know, I'm gonna have to put on the moo and what's that damn cap that the women put on their head? Put on the bonnet. You know what I'm saying? I might have to play the Grinch, the wolf, whatever. Sinister in the house. It was good. OG, triple OG, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Listen, your boy trying to do right by y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, I know y'all see a big black screen. You know what I'm saying up here, but I'm gonna put some content up here. And for reference, you know, listen, Lost Soul Aside was made by one guy. That joker had ray tracing. That sucker had all kind of stuff in it. I am day one with it. And I want to go over a list, and I'm gonna play some video footage of a lot of these games. But I just want to tell y'all, Sony's first party of what we know of so far. We got MLB The Show. We got Days Gone Remaster. We got Marathon. We got Wolverine. We got Fair Games, Intergalactic. Ghost of Yotai should be coming soon. They'll do their own state of play. And we got a new Cyros by Housemarque. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I seen the game, I thought the guy looked like Corey Barlog. And I said, oh, shit. Is this Sony Santa Monica game? Did Corey put himself in the game? You know what I'm saying? So I got excited. But then after the trailer went on, I was like, oh, my God, this shit looks good. And coming to find out, it was Housemarque's. Yes, the creators of Returnal. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, one of my most anticipated games. And I'm gonna play y'all a little, you know, while I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna play y'all a little trailer so y'all can see exactly what that joint was cooking. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm playing the footage. Hopefully they don't do some janky stuff. You know what I'm saying? Try to demonetize me and stuff like that. But, you know, we're good. And Patient Fire in the house said, show was a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it was a 9 out of 10 for me too, player. Well, 10 out of 10 for me, I'm gonna be honest. Do y'all see the difference between the graphics of PlayStation games and the graphics of Xbox games? Halo Ceviche said, Hell is Us. Yes. Listen, the moment I saw Hell is Us the first time, I knew it was a day one cop for me. And today just, you know, it just really, I put it on my, the list, the wish list. But if y'all look at the screen, man, y'all will see it. I downloaded the clip for you so y'all can see it, man. It looks, I ain't gonna lie, man, that shit look extra good. I ain't gonna play the audio and stuff like that. But listen, I got a list. Don't worry, I got you. Swag Bag, I got you, brother. I got you. Some of your favorite things from the show, I got you. We gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be here for just a little minute. I ain't gonna hold you too long. But you know what I'm saying? Saros, you listen. Returnal is such a great game, but it just really didn't, for whatever reason. I don't know, because it was roguelike. A lot of people didn't really the sales, it sold okay, but I think it didn't sell what we thought it was gonna sell. You know what I'm saying? It was enough for a sequel, clearly, but I don't know. I thought the game should have sold way more, but we gonna talk about it. Let me go to Tides of Annihilation. I believe that's the name of the game. This here kind of stuck out. Listen, did you see it on the screen? Captured on PS5 Pro. All of these games said captured on PS5 Pro. That is what I want to see. All these dudes out here talking about, well, we don't know why I bought my Pro, man. I don't know why I bought my Pro, man. I just want some games to take advantage of the Pro, man. Why did they sell it to me? I'm gonna trade in my PS5 Pro. Well, now you got all these goddamn games that are made for the PS5 Pro. This game here looks, it looks immaculate. That's what I'm saying. Like, PlayStation, their games just look so amazing. But you don't get that on Xbox. You get games like Avowed, games that look like Sea of Thieves, you know what I'm saying? And those dudes be hyping that shit up. And then they got nerve enough to snub their nose up at PlayStation bangers. And now they out there, y'all gotta buy games. We ain't gotta buy games. And then they wonder why they console dying and shit, everything going crazy. Then they wonder why all their games coming over to PlayStation. People, buy your games, enjoy your games, and play your games. Your console will be there for the foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's talking about this one here. This is the Tides of Annihilation. I believe that's the name of it. The graphics look amazing. Look at all that ray tracing. By the way, all this footage is from the PS5 Pro. Not the PS5 Slim. Not the PC. But the PS5 Pro with all the piston technology. With all the ray tracing and all that stuff. Jazz, my brother. What's good, Jazz? Listen, we got about 100 people in here. I'm just saying. The show's a 10 out of 10 for me because it did what I wanted it to do. And everybody's opinion is their own opinion. But I got a whole bunch of dudes that was on my timeline. J-Dub, it wasn't a 10 out of 10. It was a 2 out of 10. Stop lying, J-Dub. Stop lying. And I'm like, how you gonna tell me what my opinion is of some shit? You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is another game. Mind's Eye. This is from the creators of Grand Theft Auto. You know what I'm saying? This game captured on PS5 Pro. I love to see that. That was right up my alley. Miley said, yeah, listen, listen. I tweeted this yesterday. I said, no matter what the show, State of Play is going to say, people are going to be upset because there's a lot of people that make money on being upset. And then they're going to make a bunch of videos saying it was bad. And then a couple of days later, they're going to make a bunch of videos saying what they were interested in and what they're going to buy from the show. You know what I'm saying? That is the thing. We already know we got Ghost of Yotai, Intergalactic, Fair Games, Wolverine, Marathon, MLB. We know we got stuff like that, right? Lost Soul Aside. There's other studios that Sony have that they hadn't came out and said what they're making, or they hadn't released their release dates and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people I see, they're focused on what the company haven't showed us yet instead of focusing on what they've shown us. Phantom Blade Zero, absolutely. My thing is, Why don't you guys get ready for all these fucking games that they're showing you now, that's coming out now? They're giving you release dates now. Why are you worrying about some shit in the future? And I get it. It's for the console war. Dudes want unlimited content for the console war. But my thing is, the console war is over. Doom is coming to PlayStation. Halo, Gears, Forza, all that shit's coming to PlayStation. The console war is over. I understand a lot of people channels are dry and they need that, but them days over. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Them days over. You gotta find a new grift. You just have to. Another game that I'm interested in, Midnight Walk. I can't wait. PS5, you can play it standard and you can play it in VR. Y'all know I'm gonna be in that joint in VR. That shit look good. I can't wait. They show. Listen, I didn't expect them to show that many games. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Dudes, PSVR dead. You know, I bought the VR. They don't even release no games. They release games every single week for the VR. You guys just don't fucking buy it and support it. There's a ton of VR dudes that be on Twitter and YouTube. That's all they do is VR content. They tell you the day that these games coming out, when it's coming out, when it's released. They give you all of this stuff. If you're looking for VR content, it's always there every week. PSVR 2 always has games releasing all the time. PlayStation 5. So what's supposed to be a dry year last year, right? It was supposed to be dry. Them motherfuckers came out swinging. They gave you games from January all the way to December. Astrobot won Game of the Year. And there was like 5 or 6 Game of the Winners, Game of the Year contenders, right? This year is even better. Just think about it. Man, we finna get Lost Soul Aside. We finna get all these games they showing. We finna get ready to play them from a couple of weeks all the way to the end of this year. And then on top of that, we can finish the year with GTA 6. You know they're gonna have a theme console and controllers. You know it's gonna run best on the PS5 Pro. You know what I'm saying? PC dudes can't play it for 2 years. Xbox dudes, they stuck with the Series S. They stuck at playing it at 15 frames. 720p, you know what I'm saying? No split screen. Shout out to my brother Post Up, man. I love you, brother. Mustang Game in the Highs gave it 8 out of 10, as you should, brother. Listen, I gave it a 10 out of 10. That was my opinion. But it solidified what I wanted to see. It gave me release dates. It gave me my captured on PS5 Pro. And more importantly, it gave me brand new IP that I didn't even know was coming. You know what I'm saying? This is another game they showed. Metal Eden. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this, I was like, oh shit. Look at that. Captured on PS5 Pro. This game here look amazing. I don't know. We might be looking at a Halo killer. It don't even matter. We getting Halo on our platform anyway. You know what I'm saying? My brother Post Up with the $2. He said it's gonna be okay, bro. Post. The console war over, brother. We won. It ain't even overtime no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I got some more games here to show y'all. I ain't done. I'm just showing y'all some of the games that they showed. On top of that, I didn't know they had the marketing deal with WWE, I knew they had it with Monster Hunter. Some tell me they're gonna have a Monster Hunter theme controller and shells and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of thought Phil Spencer was gonna walk out on that stage You know what I'm saying? Doing the whole walk of shame, but it looks like according to Tom Warren, that's gonna come in April. So we gotta wait till April to get Halo and Gears, but that's okay. We got a lot of shit to tide us over. Marsh said, Phantom Blade and Cyros is over anything X. See, here's the thing. And this goes back to what I was saying before. Why is it that PlayStation games look so realistic, so artistic, and just looks like it just shows off the power of the hardware? But when it comes to Xbox games, you know, all their games look like Avowed. All their games look cartoony. It looks like it can run on, you know, the Switch. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cyros, you know, and here's the thing. The console war is over. And because the console war is over, the way we look at things is totally different. All the Xbox games is coming to PlayStation. All of these games here are coming to PlayStation. That's all that matters. That's really all that matters at the end of the day. As a PlayStation gamer, you're taken care of. You get first dibs on everything. Everything is catered to you. I told Sony, you know what I'm saying? I bought my PS5 Pro. I want to see shit running on my PS5 Pro. And goddamn it, they show all these goddamn games running those PS5 Pro. Captured on the PS5 Pro. Not captured on PC. Captured on PS5 Pro with all the ray tracing, with all the pixel technology, with the 4K, 8K 60, all that stuff, and VR modes. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to biggest hater. He finally came. We've been waiting on you, A Run. What's good, my brother? Hope you're doing good this evening, brother. Listen, of course, the Xbox guys, of course, they're going to sit around and hate. That's what they do. That's their job. They lost the console war, all their games being handed on the platter over the PlayStation dudes. That's to be expected, right? You just gotta wink and nod at them. But if you're a PlayStation gamer and you're saying that this game, that out of all these games they showed you, there was nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where you can go. I don't know where else you can go. You might want to, you know, backtrack. You might want to just wait on the Switch 2, see if they offer you something. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that's like, well, yeah, Sony giving us all these games. Yeah, they showing us all these games. But I just still want to, I only want to see stuff from their first party. That's all I want to see. And I'm like, I'm going to be honest, what kind of gamer that just says, hey, listen, I only want to see the first party stuff? If everything is coming, and maybe that's why some sales are low on some stuff. You know, maybe there are some gamers out there that just say, hey, listen, I only play first party. I don't play second party, third party, indies, nothing. Maybe there are some people out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I find it weird, but, you know. But I'm going to be honest. As a PlayStation gamer, guys, we got to go out here and support these games. We got to go and buy these games. We do not want our platform to end up like Xbox. You know, they cried about how, you know, Sony didn't show no first party games during the last state of Gordo, my brother, with the $10. People say that Microsoft Direct was better when they only showed 4 games that we already knew about, and then this was bad. Even though we didn't know most of this shit was coming. Makes no sense. Listen, that's what I'm saying, brother. That's why I don't understand, like, what world do these people live in? We didn't know any of these games was coming. You know, once you get past the 20-minute mark when they had like WWE and all their games that they got the marketing deals with, we get that, right? And that's fine. Those games are coming out soon, so they need to market those games. Put that, okay, they got that out the way. But after that, They open it up. Look at this game right here, man. Nobody knew this game existed. Y'all remember last year? Oh man, Sony showed first party. Then they showed you Ghost of Yotai. Then I say, see, y'all didn't know Ghost of Yotai existed. Then they be quiet for like a day or two, and then they go back. Well, I want to see more. Show me. It's like, I get it. A lot of people doing it for content on their channels because their channels are slow and dying. Listen, in the great console war, the console war was good to a lot of content creators. I ain't gonna lie, me included. It offered from both sides, from all sides. But now the Xbox is pretty much getting out of gaming, and they're kind of done for. Now you only have PlayStation. I mean Nintendo, but they're in a whole different lane. You know what I'm saying? But people still sit around and say PlayStation ain't got no games. Like, what is these people smoking? Especially if you're a PlayStation gamer. And I'm gonna be honest. No shout outs to nobody, nobody in particular. But if you're a PlayStation gamer and you sitting around complaining that there's no games and you're mad that they're not showing you X, Y, and Z, we can look at some games that should have been purchased. That they sold, but they didn't sold what they were supposed to. I'm just saying. There's no PlayStation game should get no like 1-2 million sales. That shit should be 5-6 million sales minimum on any exclusive that come to your platform. There's 75, 80 million goddamn PS5s out there. Like, it's time for us to stop the excuses. I get it. There's a lot of people only play Madden and 2K. I get it. But those people need to just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Generic Eric, what's good, player? Hey, you gonna jump in on Discord or what? I shot your message. Let me see. I'm gonna open up the Discord and see. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get some folks in here real quick. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long tonight. You know what I'm saying? I just want to talk. You know, that's just talking man to man, mano y mano. That was a lot of goddamn games. Get your wallet ready. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Those Xbox people. Hold on. Okay, I'm in Discord right now. Let me open it up. So, pause. Let me get my brother, Generic Eric in here. What's up, player? Hold on. I want to make sure they can hear you. Let me add this. Nah. We need to hear from you, brother. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna add this out capture. Say something.
Something.
There you go. Hey, can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you can hear my brother Eric? Say testing, brother.
Testing, brother.
There you go.
Sorry I'm late. I had a nap.
No problem. There you go. They can hear you.
Mind if I smoke a joint while I'm here?
Shit, blaze up, brother.
Right on.
If we really makes you happy, blaze.
So from what I hear, you're all right with the show?
To me, it's 10 out of 10. I am. It did everything that I needed to do for me. I want it brand new. Oh, we got my brother M in the house.
I'm gonna upset some people here.
Hey, M. I didn't see you reply back, so I just figured, well, I said fuck it. You know, everybody probably busy. You know, you said like 7 hours ahead or behind, pause or something like that. I am. I'm finna. You should already be in the Discord. You should already have access to the Discord. M. Here you go. All right, check Discord, M. Go ahead and come on in here, bro. We want to get your opinion. But yeah. So did you see the state of play?
Yeah, it started right after I was done work, but I caught it.
All right. Well, tell you what. Give me your honest opinion. You don't listen. I never expect people to agree with me or have my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear from everybody's opinion. Oh, my brother P Rock in the highs. My brother P Rock. You are P Rock. You already know you got that. You got access into this joint. If you want, you know what I'm saying? Say you know, come bless the folks. And I sent you what's the name of the Discord, Puerto Rock. The invite. Yo, what's up, M? We hear you, man.
Yeah. I made it in. You sent me that invite. I didn't see it, yeah. And then I'm like, oh shit, that was 3 hours ago. I missed my chance. Now I see you live. I'm like, God damn, this guy.
Well, see, I didn't want to do it by myself. And then I said, well, let me get other people's opinion. Because you know the word on the street. Well, J-Dub gonna get a 10 out of 10 regardless. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be honest. Hey, I gave the last Xbox show a 10 out of 10, you know? But they didn't say nothing about that.
That was a 10 out of 10.
They didn't say nothing about that, right? They only kick your boy back in when it's PlayStation.
Hey, that's true, man. That's true, man. When you give them a 10 out of 10, they don't even see it.
No, they don't even
mention it.
Yeah, they don't acknowledge it.
I'm the same as you, man. I give the developer direct pretty much a 10 out of 10. You know, there was a part there when I got a little bit bored, but I was like, you know what? They did exactly what he said on the scene. But I want to let generic Eric go first, man. He came through first.
Absolutely.
I wasn't impressed.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us why you weren't impressed. Tell us the lowdown. What was your thoughts on everything?
It's a lot of the same everything. A bunch of anime stuff, a bunch of your samurai, your pirate. Like, we have a million games that already do it, and most of them will probably do it better.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the ones that did look alright were Split Fiction, at least to me anyways, but it was Split Fiction. I'm a huge Souls fan, so, I mean, the Liza P DLC looked great. Days Gone Remastered looked alright as well, but Tied to Annihilation would have to be, like, the peak for me.
Okay. So...
everything else is just meh.
Yeah, it didn't. Everything else didn't really capture you or hit your. And see, here's the thing about it. I totally understand that not every gamer is the same. Not every gamer like certain genres and stuff like that. Listen, I'll play 2K or Madden from time to time, but that's not really my thing. That's not really what I do. I like my single player, engrossing story, third party, over the shoulder driven games. Even first person shooters, I'm kind of on them. You know, I like a good story. I like to be captivated. I like, you know, I like to know about my characters and the story and stuff like that. And so that's what kind of feeds me. I'm not a big online player outside of all my racing sims and stuff, especially like GT and Formula One and stuff like that. That's just my style, and I get it. You know, I tell people a lot of time, hey, listen, I play games that most people wouldn't think about. You know, I'm the OG Sea of Thieves player. You know what I'm saying? I'm the OG a Bleeding Edge play, you know, giving those games a try. Bleeding Edge, the Battletoads, all the janky shit with Xbox. I would play those games first. I would buy those games and play those games, review them and see, you know, if I liked them, I liked them. If I didn't, I just call it dog shit like I typically do. But I give these games a try. And I play a lot of indie games. I play a lot of games that most people really, you know, they're not the mainstream games. And I don't know if the masses only focus towards the mainstream or if everybody just have their own little niche thing that they like. And that's why we get games like Astrobot that may only sell, you know, a couple of million when we think that it would sell like 5, 6, 7, 8 million. But, you know, that's why I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge what gamers want these days. Because when we look at the list, they're all games as a service, live service games. They're all the same stuff. The Apex Legends, the CODs, the Maddens, the 2. You see what I'm saying? So those are the games that are played all the time, every single day the most. Yeah. So maybe I'm niche. That's why I like asking opinions. I like asking, what do you like? What do you think? What's your opinion? And it's less so about me and it's more so about you guys. Because I agree. My gaming habits are weird to a lot of people. I play shit that they wouldn't be caught playing.
I'd play almost anything as long as it catches my attention and it's unique.
Yeah.
700 CODs don't do it for me. Monster Hunter Wilds didn't do it for me. I still have Iceborne sealed in the Steelbook.
Okay.
It looks like it's the same thing, just with a little bit better graphics. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good series. It's just it's repetitive.
Yeah. Evolution Laker in the house was good. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a list of like over 30 games that they showed, and I'm gonna read those to you guys. I'm gonna read those to you guys.
Yo, before you read them, can I
You go
just
ahead.
give
No,
my
I want you to
opinion?
go ahead. Yeah, while I'm getting that, you go ahead, Em.
Yeah.
I want to
All
get
right,
your
cool, cool,
opinion.
cool, cool. Listen, for me, yeah, the show was a 9 out of 10. Let me tell you how I judge a show. I judge a show based on what it says on the tin, okay? They told you they were going to show you games from around the world. They showed you 35 games that I can see from around the world, right?
Yeah.
So each show for me is judged differently. So this is a 9 out of 10. They showed 35 games. Xbox showed 5 games, and that was a 9 out of 10 too. Because every single time on the tin, it told you exactly what you were going to see.
Yeah.
So that is a thing for me. So the developer direct is a deep dive into a few titles, and so you get lots of gameplay, lots of developer commentary, lots of insights into the game. This one here is more like a variety show. You're coming here to basically be aware that the game is coming out either for the first time or it's like a good reminder that it's coming out soon. We got lots of release dates, lots of games. I fully disagree with generic Eric. We've got lots of unique games. Like, yes, there were a lot of sequels and games that were kind of drawing from the same formula. You have like Borderlands 4. You have things like Lies of P. Obviously, these are extension to franchises we already know. We know how they play. Things like Dave the Diver and everything. But we also have like lots of games that were trying to be original,
Yeah.
from either new creators or, trying to put a new spin on something that we've already seen before. Like you take a look at the PlayStation first party studio, Ceres. We know that that's going to play like Returnal, but we also know it's going to try to have its own unique twist on what that formula of bullet hell is. We have games like Split Fiction, which is a co-op game, but of course it's a Hazelight studio, but it's going to have its own unique spin this time around. We have games like the Shinobi, Art of
Yes.
Vengeance, which look
Yes.
amazing.
Amazing.
And of course, that is a side scroller game, but it tries to do its own thing. So for me, I'm like, okay, if you have 35 games like this, you have Lost Solicide, you have Mind's Eyes, you have Onimusha, you have all of these games that are all trying to do different things. Why do you penalize the entire show simply because there were also like another 10 games that were like, a continuation of something else that you've seen? So for me, I feel like the mix of, you take a look at the Midnight Walk. When was the last time that you played a game where they handmade it out of clay? Like people say they want variety, and then when the variety is given to them, they suddenly don't see it. So,
Yeah, that's
anyways,
that's kind of one of my pet peeves is trying to figure out what the hell these gamers want. And again, I'm not pointing finger to anybody, right? It's just what do gamers want? Right? It's like we ask for stuff. Oh, I want variety. I want diversity. But when they give you
I
that,
want
it's
double
like,
A games. I
yeah,
want indie games. I
yeah.
want
Oh,
creative games. I want games that take risks.
yeah, I want AAA first party, and then they give you Ghost of Yotai, then it's like, okay, well, that's one. That'll tie me over until tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm gonna want even more, and it's like, okay,
Do you know what they
here's
want, J-Dub?
mhm.
They want to say all of these things. I want variety. I want double A games. I want indie games. I want single A games. But in reality, all they want are like 35 AAA games from first party studios. That's really it. If they had like 35 God of Wars, 35 Ghosts, 35, Last of Us's, they would rate it like an 11 out of 10.
But
So for me,
the
it's a
console war is over, and the only reason you would really like demand it for any company to show a game from every single first party they got, whether it's ready or not, that would only be used for a list war like we used to do in the console war. But the console war is over. You're getting the competition's games, so you're getting all of their games. You're getting all of your games. You're getting all of the third party, second party, all the VR games. When those when whatever they're working on is ready, let them cook. They show when
Listen,
they weren't going to show
go
Ghost of
ahead, go
Yotai
ahead.
until it was ready. And guess what?
Yeah.
They show it's ready. It's coming this year. It's coming in months. So man, I'm gonna tell you, Em, sometime it makes me just want to get in my own shell and just block out the noise and just do what I normally do, man. Just game solo. I just stick to myself. I do my game by myself. Sometimes most of the time I set my profile offline so people won't bug me and send messages and all kind of stuff while I'm gaming. Cause I know it's noise. This, regardless, right? And y'all know I talk the biggest shit is possible about Xbox. But at the end of the day, I go and buy these Xbox games. I go and play these Xbox games, right? People catch me, I caught you, you're playing Xbox. It's like, duh, fucker, you know what the fuck I'm doing, right? It's like, you gotta support games. You don't want games to go away. So for people that want all of these games, they want all this variety, and they want all these first-party games, why do some of the games sell the way that they sell? Is that you just asking for stuff that you really not going to support?
They don't want it. They don't want it. We can see it. You take a look at Astrobot. Astrobot is the biggest example in recent memory that these gamers are not for crap. I made a video on my channel talking about the toxicity of PlayStation fans, and I think that this particular state of play proves it. For me, here's the thing. I saw a tweet by someone, very nice person, someone who isn't into the console war, but she basically said like, oh, that show didn't do anything for me. And then she went on to list 4 games that she was interested in. And I'm like, how did the show not do anything for you when you're like, I'm super interested in these 4 games? Like, okay, there were 35 games. How many did you want? Did you want 28 of them to be interesting to you? It's a variety show. You're not supposed to like every single game. Well, but for me, I was
But
I
that's
also think to myself, even if I'm not interested in a game, am I glad that it exists?
Sure.
So for example, Generic Eric, let's play this game. Cyrus, are you glad that it exists, yes or no? Not that you're gonna play it, you're just glad that somebody would enjoy it.
Yeah, it's more variety for the market in general.
There you go. Shinobi Out of Vengeance.
Just because if something's not for me, that doesn't mean it's not for somebody else. Here's an example and a hot take. I didn't like Ghost of Tsushima.
Alright, well, I feel like we should just ban you from the internet. I
found it boring as hell. I got about
I feel like you shouldn't double
20
down on
hours
that
into
here.
it.
You really shouldn't.
And
You really shouldn't double down on that.
Not
But my
every game is for
point-
everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that.
Now,
Exactly.
J-Dog, if you don't like Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like we should take away your microphone. I feel like that is a cardinal sin. How do you not like Ghost of Tsushima? Like,
Do
it
you
doesn't
like
have to
Elden
be
Ring?
your favorite thing. Oh, no. I'm not a Souls
I'm not an
player,
Elden Ring guy.
but I'm not a...
But I
I
don't knock
wouldn't
it. I'm
say-
glad it did everything. I'm glad it won Game of the Year. I'm glad people enjoyed
Yeah,
the
I'm
game.
glad for it, but
I'm glad
it's
for
just
it. I
not
wouldn't
my
want to
style.
stop it. Give us more of it, because it's the masses. It's not about me. It's about the masses. And if the masses support a game, and that's what we want. We want the masses to support all of these games, and to be glad that we're getting a bunch of games. A lot of these companies are closing down and releasing trash. We're finally getting a bunch of fucking
Yo, J-Dog,
great
am I
games.
a moderator on your channel? I could mute Aaron for another 10 minutes. I feel like I'm going to do that every show I go to.
Let him
Yo,
rock.
what's up,
Let him
guys?
rock. Let him rock.
How
Yeah,
you
Jess.
doing?
With Jazz, my brother.
Yo, as you're talking, man, I was wish listing all the goddamn games from the State of Play.
As you should.
Yo.
As you should.
Dude, there were tons of freaking games. They showed tons of goddamn games at that show.
Give me
35
a
games,
second.
bro.
Give
It
me a
was
second.
What's up,
I
man?
didn't
'Cause-
manage that in 40 minutes.
I want to read out every single game, right, that they announced. They announced Monster Hunter Wilds, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Nobody knew that existed. That's coming out in August. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I didn't know about it, but maybe other people knew about it. Digimon Storytime Stranger. Listen, may not be for me. It's for my kids, or it's for other people who in that universe, right? Not knocking it. Lost Soul Aside. Porter Rock been waiting for this game for 30 goddamn years, it seems like. He finally get it in 2 more months, right? Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, that's coming. Dave the Diver, Ichiban's Holiday, that crossover with Like a Dragon. Splitgate 2.
By the way, Dave the Diver, amazing game.
Absolutely. I play it on Steam Deck.
Yep.
Splitgate 2. Hey, that's coming soon. WWE.
Hell yeah.
2K25 for a lot of people. Listen, that game, even if it's not for you, They're now adding like if you play NBA 2K, they're playing it's like a world. Like you can go and do all kind of other
Yeah,
stuff. It's crazy.
I'll avoid that, but I'll play the
Yeah,
rest of
yeah.
the game
No,
because
absolutely. Absolutely.
dude,
Yeah,
that
the microtransactions gonna go crazy.
yeah, I saw those
You can tell-
VCs.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway,
But
I
it's
don't
a
like
big
that.
community for that
You
game
know
for
what?
whatever
That
reason.
island thing is only on the console. It's not on the PC version.
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty
Because
wild.
they have for whatever reason in sports games, PC always get like the old engine version. They never get the new version. Because the sales are so low on PC. You know, they just don't. PC dudes play a certain type.
They would hack the hell out of that island.
Yeah,
They probably
yeah.
unlocked everything.
Exactly. Listen, we
But
got
yeah, that's probably why they don't put it there. Yeah.
That is.
Borderlands 4. You know, Split Fiction. That's what generic Eric is looking forward to.
Yeah,
Directive 8020. That's a super massive game. So if you guys
Oh,
are
that looks
into
amazing.
all of
Jesus.
those,
I
it
play all
looks
their
amazing.
games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get all
well,
the
well,
games.
guess what? That's coming in like 2 weeks, March the 6th.
And that has a black female as the lead. Yeah. Let's fucking
Absolutely,
go.
absolutely.
I
Right?
mean, I'm all for the DI games.
What that supermassive game comes out in October. October
okay,
8th, I think
sorry.
it said. It's
I'm
a
sorry.
horror one.
Split Fiction is March the 6th.
Split
but Directive
Fiction's
is
coming out.
October the
Yeah.
2nd, yes.
Yeah.
FNAF, Friday night, Five Nights at Freddy's. Who doesn't like that, right? Secrets of the Mimic. I play it with not my friends, but with my kids. They're crazy. You know, they watch.
Hey, they're your friends too. They're your friends too, right?
Well, yeah, we have gaming nights and stuff like that. But they watch this YouTuber Corey Kenshin, and like he plays the stuff, the jump scares and stuff. So they love that. The Midnight Walk, one of my most anticipated games. I thought it was a PSVR 2 only game, but it's a PS5 and PSVR 2. So
And it's a
you can play it
PlayStation Plus
without it.
sale for $35 instead of $40.
Dude, it comes out May the 8th. Go get it,
And it's
everybody.
VR too. I know. I
Absolutely.
was like, yeah, finally.
Yeah, Darwin's Paradox, which previously I believe it was on the PC. Now it's coming to PlayStation. Warriors Abyss, a new game that they talked about this year. It's part of the Dynasty Warriors thing. You can actually go play it today. Onimusha 2, they kind of showed us a little bit about it. They did was it the remastering, basically the previous versions. So you can pick that up May the 23rd. Onimusha Way of the Sword, that's a brand new Onimusha game. Isn't it like Onimusha 4 or something like that? That's coming
that
out
was pretty damn
next
cool,
year.
but that's next year.
Yeah, that's coming out next year. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. We finally got a date for that. The game was supposed to release last year. I guess they pushed it back to August 28th this year. Hell is Us, one of my most anticipated games. I thought it was
awesome.
I was hoping it'd come out soon, but it's coming out in September the 4th. Lies of P. Who knew about that? The Overture.
Phil Spencer did.
Content.
He's the original Liza P.
Yeah, it's funny. Liza P had the marketing deal with Xbox, and now the DLC and stuff is with PlayStation. That comes out this summer.
Just so you know, the game is worth a lot too.
Yeah,
Because nobody bought it.
yeah. Well, another thing is again, people talk a good game, but when it comes to going to buy games, they just, for whatever reason, gamers just stay home. Dreams of Another. That game it's on for PS5 and PSVR 2. That's the one with the guy had the guns.
You know that isn't it from Pixel Junk, which I can't believe they're still making
yes.
games, dude.
Yes, they're starting to. You see, they're starting to branch out. I
can't believe
I
Pixel
see
Junk
it.
is making games, and that's a VR game as well.
Absolutely, you can play it
Guy in his
on
pajamas.
regular PS. Yeah, Days Gone remastered. I didn't know about that, but
Yeah,
it's
that
there.
was my
And guess
down
what?
part.
For $10 though, Jazz. $10.
I know, but one thing, Jada, I just gotta do a little rant with this thing. Like, why did they do the $10 and you get the Horizon looking like that, and they basically did it like Horizon Forbidden West, and then they do a $10 upgrade for they call Days Gone a remaster, and it's basically like pro support with a couple added modes and things like that. I just think they need to like redefine remaster, because some will get like a repaint, and some are just like updated support. You know what I mean? I just think it's like. I'm gonna be honest. This could have came about because they're looking online. They see people screaming and crying about fucking Days Gone, even though they didn't buy it and play it. I like Days Gone, but I'm not gonna replay it.
I was a day one advocate for it.
Me too.
I do understand it was buggy because I got like halfway through the game and I ran into I couldn't progress because I couldn't bend down and pick up this canister. that would trigger a cinematic, and so
It had
I had to
that
start
functionality.
over. Yeah, I had to start over, and they eventually passed that later. But by that time, I had already started over the game. Plus, the
Dude, I
game
beat that
was
game. The game is long as hell.
I was just gonna say you could cut 10 hours out of that game because I got just so exhausted. Like it's a great game, but it's like, dude, like let this shit end already.
The
It's
I
just
beat
beginning,
such
that,
the
thing
man.
as
It
beginning
was
of
good.
it is a little bit
yeah,
long-winded, you know.
yeah.
Long-winded.
And also
listen,
too, maintaining the motorcycle and having
yes,
to manage the gas and stuff, it
yeah.
doesn't make it like quick go get
Well,
stuff.
and
But yeah.
it comes with the DLC. Another thing, it's only $10. If you had bought the game on the PS4 or whatever, it's $10. I can't complain about
Yeah.
$10. Either you want
Like
it or
I said,
not, it's fine.
I'll-
It's
I'll
$10.
I'll do the
listen,
$10. I'll play it for a
Yeah.
day or two. Go, oh, it looks better. Probably play a couple of side missions, and then
Yeah.
probably that'd be it. But I'm not. It's not enough to let me go. Like I'm gonna
No,
replay it
true,
again.
true. But here's the thing, Jess. While everyone is screaming they want a Days Gone Part 2,
I know.
like,
I won't.
like Sean Layton and Yoshida said, if you support the remasters, that helps fund the sequels. And so guess what? Because of what happened with Sony Ben, I guess they canceled the live service game that they was prepping, whatever. Well, maybe, after that's out the way, they said, okay, go ahead and do part 2. Maybe that's because of that. Maybe that can come from that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I'm telling people, if you don't support this shit, we're not going to get sequels. And we
I
need to
agree with
support
that,
the
actually. Yeah.
we need to support the games so we don't have to sit around later crying why we didn't get a sequel. Because everybody's crying, I want a Killzone, I want a Resistance, I want SOCOM. But guess what? When you look at the last games that those people, there's a reason they got rid of those games. Because people didn't buy them.
Yeah. And know what else?
Listen,
I'm
I'm
just-
just being
say
honest.
this. I put a tweet on Twitter that said,
Yeah.
like, look, if you want a Days Gone Part 2, this is your chance to communicate that. And you don't have to. I don't believe in like supporting the games and everything. It's like any other product. If you're interested, you buy it. But if you want to send a message to the company like, hey, I want more of this thing, then buy more of the thing. Like in every other industry, you ever hear about like cult classic movies or books or bands, and like the fans will just buy heaps and heaps and heaps of the product until eventually they break into the mainstream. Like there are so many stories of like, there's this book that was obscure for a while and the fans just kept buying it over and over again, literally just kept it alive until it broke into mainstream success. So if people really love Days Gone and they really want it to like appear again, hey man, buy this copy, buy the remaster, even if like Jez, you're only gonna try it out for a bit, but at least you're sending the message to the company like, hey, I'm interested in this. And then eventually they might be like, hey, you know what? We actually sold like 2 million copies of the remaster. And if we can do that, maybe
I think
people
I'm
want
gonna
this
throw
shit.
something else out there, which we're thinking like us. Think about this. There's a lot of PlayStation 4 owners out there. They're also dropping PlayStation 4 games out of PlayStation Plus at the end of this year. They got the Pro ready. They got the PS5. They got to move those people, whoever's still remaining there. And those people may have like Days Gone, and now they could pay $10, and now they get the PS5 version when they pick up a PlayStation 5. Because you got to remember, they're still bringing people over like from the PlayStation 4. So like.
Yeah.
That could be another reason why, hey, we're remastering these games. And it's not for us who've been on this thing since day one.
Yeah.
But dudes that are like on the PS4, they're like, okay, I guess now I'll buy my PS5 Slim and let me get paid for the games I have and upgrade.
I'll have something to play when I transition if I can't afford a game. Hey guys, in the chat, listen, let Aaron rock. As long as Aaron, he's never disrespectful. He just talks shit.
Yeah,
let
just
him
leave
rock. Let my brother rock, man.
Let him
I thoroughly
No, it's okay. As soon as I get the
enjoy
mod rights, I'm going
his
to
back
shut him
and
down.
forth.
If I had my soundboard, I'll just play the goggle my balls and he would just enjoy it. But
well, I
he's
just
good.
want
He's
Aaron.
good.
I just want Aaron to know. Listen, Aaron, I appreciate you, brother. You always rocked out with me, even though we don't see eye to eye with the gaming stuff. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly
He's hyped
fine.
for the Switch. You know that.
You know what?
He wants that Switch too.
I think Aaron actually does see eye to eye because it's like, why would you come day in, day out to people you don't agree with? At a certain point, you would just be like, stop. I think he's secretly the biggest PlayStation fan.
Oh, he got
But he's
he
on
got
everybody's channel.
He just said he platinumed Days Gone. Come on.
Terrence Singh. Listen, you be surprised. Here's the thing, and I'm glad you're here, Jez. Eric, I want to get your opinion on this. what do you think about? There's a group of gamers, and I don't think it's a lot, but there's just a group of gamers that they come across as any game that's not a Sony first party game, but they don't want anything to do with, and it don't matter what Sony shows, if it's not a Sony first party studio game, they don't care, and it's a L.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about that? El Nini in the house was good.
They're missing out on a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think that, you know, there's a lot of games that they put out there that if you're just looking for, you know, every single first party from them, it's every show, like it's, you know, you can't just be that dismissive to all these games, because you gotta realize, like, some of these games, they are getting exclusives. They do have a lot of deals with these games, like, you know, Stellar Blade. Like, how do you dismiss a Stellar Blade because it's not made? And I'll say that on my show too, like, everybody was crapping on, you know, like, you look at some of those games there, like Lost Soul Side, and it's like, oh, just because Corey Balrog didn't make it, or it wasn't from Santa Monica, we're gonna like, you're not interested in it. Like, just look at the game, and who cares who made it? Like, I don't give it, like, if it's coming to the platform, if it's exclusive, great, because now I know where to play it, and it's going to be running, and a lot of name dropping on the Pro. Everybody's like, running on the Pro. We're building this for the Pro. Even the guy that made that, you know, Just Cause kind of open world game, you know, that crazy awesome GTA before the GTA game. Yeah, that game looks awesome. He's like,
Mind's Eye. It's called Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye.
I'm playing it right now, matter of fact.
Like that. The thing is that this is like I know everybody wants to see the Wolverine and it wants to see Venom. I want to see it too, but that doesn't mean that you ignore what they showed. Like, they had tons of stuff for a state of play. We've seen state of plays where they showed there was no goddamn service games. Like there was some a little bit of like here and there from, like, not from them though. There wasn't no fair games and shit like that. There was no goddamn like Google Gaga stuff. Like, here's a little bit of indies, the dude with the stick in his ass walking around, like Baby Steps or whatever. Like, it was all just like big ass lit games. And there was tons of them. And that's the thing. Like, you got to look at it. Like, what kind of game are you? Or you just want to play the Sony bangers? Well, yeah, they're there. And the thing is, if you look at the way they're doing it, they're trickling out the Sony first party games. Like, they're not just doing a slew of them, but like, they'll show a bunch of stuff, and then they'll show like, oh, here's what Housemarque is cooking. Nobody even knew Housemarque was ready with a new game. And it's going to be based.
People actually complained because they thought that Housemarque was probably working on a live service game, and it was probably council part of that 10 games or whatever that they never told us about, that we never knew that they were making. They thought that, and then they were like, well, there's it for the, first party game. We're not going to get any first party games this generation or until the end of whatever. And it's like, okay, you just don't know what these guys are cooking, man. They come out of, nobody knew that they were working on Sorrows. Nobody knew some of these other games, And
Naughty Dog announced their game. Like,
they came out of nowhere, right? Because you remember, they launched that, they released that game, that trailer, 2 months after they canceled the Factions 2 stuff. Everybody was complaining about Factions 2. Oh, we're not going to get a Naughty Dog game this generation, whatever. Then they came out with, 2 months later, they came out with Intergalactic. And nobody knew that it existed. And so you just don't know. We got to let these games cook. We got to let them put them out when they're ready. They have marketing. Let's face it. Wolverine is probably going to be their end of the year game. It'll probably come, towards the end of the year.
But Ghost of Yotai and Death Stranding 2 are coming.
Exactly.
And this thing I said
these games?
On my reaction, I was saying, like, the fact that they're not just relying on the stuff like on Ghost of Yotai and Death Stranding, and they actually announced new stuff in addition with dates of new things and new IPs and new partnerships and new things. Like, it's additive to what we know. Like, I like that it was new stuff that I didn't even know about, rather than, oh, here's Ghost of Yotai gameplay, and we'll see it now. Oh, here's some more of it in the summer. All right, now we're ready for September. Like, it's like, dude, I don't want to see, don't drag out Ghost of Yotai gameplay that I feel like I played it by the time I get to it. Absolutely. And I'm glad they're not relying on, same thing with Death Stranding too. Exactly. I was about to say the
Yes,
Deathloop
thank
shit.
you,
By the time
thank
Deathloop
you.
came out, dude, they showed it at every state of play. I was like,
Oh my god!
no more
Everybody
Deathloop.
played
By the
that game
time
before it came
Deathloop
out.
came out,
Everybody played
I
everybody
that
was
game.
hated the
done.
game. Everybody
I
hated it before
know.
it even came out.
Exactly. I'm like,
It was
yeah.
rammed down our throats. Pause. But
Every
yeah,
show. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, and that's why I'm
Yo.
glad that it's more additive stuff. It's additive on top of the stuff we know we're getting already. Plus, we're
so-
gonna get all the Phil Spencer's shit.
Yeah, they did
Oh,
say.
I have
during
to
the
go,
sh- ahead.
guys. I'm so sorry. I have
All
to
right.
go soon. But
No,
I
no,
All right,
thank you
Go,
for stopping by, brother. Thank you, I
I just
appreciate it.
before I go, I just want to list the games that I was excited by.
Go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
Blueprints, which was the architect like moving
Yes.
game, it's almost like you build your own roguelike, which is
Yeah.
interesting. Borderlands 4, Borderlands 2 was amazing. So my friends and I are probably looking forward to Borderlands 4. Darwin's Paradox, that one was like a small little octopus game, indie game.
Yeah.
You know how they always say they want indie games?
Galamad.
Yep.
You know, Dave the Diver, of course. I platinumed the base game, and I did another one, the DLC, so I could complete that. And like you said, J-Dub, it's great on the handheld. I played most of it on my PlayStation Portal. Days Gone Remastered. I love remasters and remakes, man. I don't care what anyone says. I think they're great. Directive 8020. This is the one with the black girl and
Yes.
this like alien
the
on the
Supermassive
spaceship.
game.
and
Yeah, the super.
I love everything sci-fi, so I'm interested by
I
that.
play all the stuff in messages,
Hell is Us, which is the one where
Yes.
there's like you've got like another sci-fi. I love sci-fi, so
Yes,
just all
me
of the
too.
sci-fi games.
And then you got Death Stranding,
Lost,
which is
yeah,
sci-fi,
Death Stranding is also coming. Lost Records, which is the one from the Life is Strange makers.
Yeah.
I haven't. You don't know, yeah. I haven't kept up with their games, but I've got the other ones on my backlog, so I'll get to this one too. And it's coming day one on PlayStation Plus Extra.
Okay.
So-
yeah, I saw that.
People always say that PlayStation Plus does have day one games and they don't give it any kind of like due when it actually does.
Yeah.
Mind's Eye, which was the one that you guys were talking about,
Yeah,
from
Yes.
the GTA veteran, basically. Onimusha Way of the Sword, not really my type of game. Capcom games usually I don't mess with, but there was a bit of humor in there, and I was like, that looks interesting. I wouldn't mind if it's a good laugh. Seiros, of course, from Returnal developer Housemarque. So that one there is a day zero. I will literally beta test that if they let me. Shinobi Out of Vengeance. I am a horrible platformer, but I've been waiting for Hollow Knight Silk Song for the longest. So I feel like I should probably sharpen my skills before that
Play
game
it on your
eventually
PlayStation
drops in
Portal.
25 years.
Play it on your PlayStation
exactly.
Portal, man. That's crazy.
Shinobi Out of Vengeance is
That
that's
looked good.
not just it. Yeah.
I like the art style of
Split
that.
Fiction, of course, that's game of the year right there. I don't care what anyone says, that's the game of the year. And then Tiles of Annihilation. That is 14 games out of 35 that I'm particularly looking forward to. So when I say it's a 9 out of 10, I don't understand how many more people. By the way, Furious, I said Hell is Us, So that's my list. That's my personal list of games I'm looking forward to. That's nearly half of the show.
Yeah.
That I look forward to in terms of games. And a lot of them have, release dates and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's
That's-
just like
That's
it's
what
an
this
amazing
was
show.
for,
What else do you
release
want?
dates. Exactly. That was the biggest complaint, is just release dates for people, and most of these games we got release dates. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But M, thanks, man. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
Just being
Thank
able
you,
to pop
guys.
Yeah,
I'm in the
see you,
middle of
man.
my afternoon, so I've got to get moving.
Yeah.
The day I become a millionaire, I'll stay and chat for like 6 hours, no matter the time. All right, then.
Well,
See
you
you
take
guys.
it easy, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Have a go.
Jez, what is your most anticipated games from this show? That think Eric said his already.
Definitely. Yeah, like I definitely liked the hold on, I was in the middle of fighting dogs in Kingdom Come Deliverance, man. I was trying to find my dog. But anyway, yeah, that game's awesome. I love Kingdom Come.
I'm at that
is-
point too, finding my dog.
Yeah, it's
I grabbed
awesome.
that. I
It's
grabbed
such
that
an awesome
game.
game. It is
sale.
good. The second one is so good. So yeah, so I read the hold on, we're gonna get to my thing because I want to make sure I get the names right of all these games here. Where the hell's my thing? But yeah, I thought the Solaris that they had that game, from from Housemarque. Like that was really cool that they showed that game. And it was funny because I thought at first it was the Cory Balrog's game. I was like,
Me
oh,
too.
here's that space sci-fi, right? And then
Kind of
when I
looked
saw
like
it,
him. The dude
it
kind of
did.
looked like him. Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this is it. So this is the game. And I was like, third person, it looks like. And then when he saw the eyes and he saw the flames come out and it was circle, I'm like, yo, that's like Returnal type of, that kind of bullet storm type, that bullet chaos stuff.
Bullet hell.
And from them. And it is, that was awesome. Mind's Eye stood out to me. I can't wait to play that. That is like an action-packed GTA before the GTA. So I really like that. Like it reminded me a little bit of like Just Cause type stuff. That, and then Ties of Annihilation was like, that looked incredible. And that one's it's in development for PlayStation. And then Snake Eater, I haven't played any I didn't play Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, so that will be my first time experiencing that. So I'm excited for that. But I knew about that game though. And Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm definitely getting that. Knew that. Lost Soul side looked friggin' lit. That looked awesome. I'm like ready to go because I love Stellar Blade and I love the look of this and the action-packed big bosses and all that stuff. So that was like the big standout was Lost Soul side. And definitely their Mind's Eye, and those are the big ones for me. Onimusha looked cool, but again, I can't really super get excited for 2026 games like the Solaris. Like I want to play the stuff now, but Onimusha looked awesome too. That stood out. I love just the dismemberment and slicing people in half. But there were tons of games. The Midnight Walk, like all of them. I just wishlist all of them because that's a VR game and that looks really cool. And then I always like the Supermassive games there. So and Splitgate. Dude, they had a lot of stuff, and like people act like this show was like that's it, like they're done. We'll see you next year. Like, who knows? They said already they're gonna have a state of play for Borderlands 4, which Borderlands 4, I think Borderlands 4 and the Days Gone remaster were kind of like the lower points there. Borderlands, I always love Borderlands when I get into it. I play it for about a week or two, and then I just get burnt out. And I'm like, it's just, I get burnt out.
Well,
it
it is repetitive gameplay. But I'll tell you what, it's great if you play it with friends. If you play it with friends, like that's how that game is designed to be played, to have the most fun. But if you just, then it can get repetitive.
Yeah, so it does. But a lot of the games, like a lot of things stood out. Like I'm probably buying about half of the stuff, more than that, that's from there. And and again, I think they're trickling out there. I like that we didn't see, just go. I was just like, oh, they're gonna end this with Ghost of Yotai gameplay or something like that, and they didn't. They showed us a bunch of new stuff. So, and things that we knew about too, but like some new announcements. But we'll see what they do. But I know everybody just wants to have like kind of a showcase type thing where they just run down everything in their first party. But you got to realize like, they're kind of the only show in town right now. Like, they're carrying gaming, and I'm sure the Switch is going to get the rest of it. But like, where else are you going to show all these games? There's no E3. There's Jeff Keighley's Smuggling Grapes Fest with Summerfest, and he uses a PlayStation game always to highlight his shows. So like, I was happy with the state of play, but I really think there is so much. I said the state of play is like a box of chocolates. Like you never know if you're gonna get an indie showcase, you're gonna get like some bangers, you're gonna get some PlayStation exclusives, or is it gonna be a multi-platform show? And it was a little bit of everything. They had everything in this. I thought it was really good for the start of the year to kind of get these dates and basically make us wish list everything.
Well, I'll tell you what. T. Harris said, J-Dub, tell Jez that double bootleg Joel is the protagonist in Cyros, the new house smart game. Hey, he ain't lying.
Double bootleg.
He does, yeah. He did. The character reminded me of Cory Barlog. And then, and I said, wait, did he put himself in the game? I think that would be awesome. But
that's Fernando. That's right. Fernando, dude. That's where he went to. He got kicked out of the Halo world and he made his own game.
Exactly.
Bootleg Joel.
Yeah, I remember when Halo came out. Bootleg Joel. Listen, guy. Dude. Listen, the day's gone. Jez, you know as well as I know. Xbox dudes on Twitter.
Oh, please.
And YouTube, they're all gonna,
You mean in the Glaze Discord? They coordinated.
The secret. Over there with Alex.
They
Bugaga, according to
Bugaga's in there. He's running those frame rates on everything today.
So they already had the mission was already orchestrated. But
I could just see him sitting around a circle that has an Xbox symbol, like shaped as the circle table, like a round table. That's called the bootleg glaze table.
Yeah,
That's what they sit around there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So they met right like during the state of play. They had an emergency meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Had an emergency meeting. Okay, guys, this is going to be the narrative now. Just focus on Days Gone. Just focus on Days Gone remaster. Just focus on remasters.
On exclusives, first party game. I'm not exclusives. First party games. Now that we got the first party games list, the publisher wars.
Remember, remastered station.
Exactly.
Jada, I got something for you. I was just gonna say after the Xbox show. It was Ninja Gaiden is a first party game, sucker. Like they're like this. Then Lost Soul Aside gets announced, Sony Publishing, and they're like, Sony only had one game. Yeah, that's third party. Sony only had one exclusive, first party game. It's like, well, wait a second. Then Ninja Gaiden was a first party. Lost Soul Aside's the first party because Sony's publishing it. You know, so like, what happened? Ninja Gaiden, they were up Aaron Greenberg's ass.
No, because it's Sony.
Exactly.
Well, we know that. We know
like
that.
Greenberg, you had Colt running to Greenberg. He's like, is Ninja Gaiden a first party game? And he's like, yes, it is. I was like, oh, okay.
It's like, okay, cool. In that case, everything is PlayStation, including Xbox games. Yeah.
Lost Soul game. But like, I think it's funny is like the narrative was like Sony only had that Solaris that game from Housemarque. That was the only first party game, and it's like, well, wait a second. Lost Soul Side is published. All those China Hero Project, those are published by Sony. That's the same deal as Ninja Gaiden. So you want to start counting first party publisher war type stuff? Well, keep that same energy across the board, bitches.
You know how I look at it, Jess, and this is just my honest opinion. These are games that Sony paid money on our behalf. They did a marketing deal with these games, or they published it, or they developed the game. That's how I view it. And if it's good for Xbox guys, for that to be the case for Microsoft, why is that not good for PlayStation guys? Because technically, they are partnering with these companies. They are paying money to get these third-party deals.
They're publishing some of them.
Exactly. They're publishing, or they're doing the marketing deal, or whatever they worked out. But that's for their fans. That's not for everybody else. That's for specifically for PlayStation fans. And when I see PlayStation fans not care and not support and not buy, that's just, it's like I'm on record of saying this. And Em can tell you, anybody can tell you. I've said that PlayStation guys have like almost always been sore winners. Like we win everything. We get all the games, we get everything, but we still look behind our shoulders and still be upset at what the kid across the street is getting. And then every time Xbox has a show, well, PlayStation needs to have a show. Where's their show? And it's like, dude, they just gave you all of these games. They're still giving you all these games. You just got all this fucking hardware. You got a mid-gen refresh. They didn't get it. You won Game of the Year. They didn't win it. They didn't even have a contender. You had 6 contenders. So it's like you're winning so much that you're gonna have to lose. I think PlayStation's gonna have to lose, and to get people either their
Concord was a pretty big loss, and everybody Concord was a pretty big hit, and people just like
it was, but it wasn't. I don't think it was. I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't. Concord was a big hit because nobody bought it. People don't care about shit that they didn't buy, right?
No, but it was a pretty low moment for Sony. I'm saying, like, if to lose, but, like, you know what I mean?
But think about it. How many Concord days have Xbox had? They've had it for the last decade, right? They've had it for the last decade. So,
dude, the standards are totally different. Microsoft just has a game. Yeah. Everybody's like, dude, just look at the whole thing. Microsoft showed those games. Nobody played them. There's no history. You see, and you look at the reaction already to that game. What is it? South of Midnight. Like the gameplay, the fighting sucks. The platforming's not good.
Avowed. And it's like Avowed too. Avowed. Oh,
Redfall was being hyped up until it released, and then it sucked. You know what I mean? Like, just because Microsoft has games, people automatically they give them the credit for it. Sony has to not just have a game. They got to have like goatees in order for like fucking anybody to acknowledge them. It's like Roman Reigns. Like Sony's like, acknowledge me, and it's just the level of expectations is totally it's different. It's like when you've been, and the thing is that Sony did such a great job at the end of that PS4 generation, and the beginning was a little slow. Like, you know, the end of it, the start of this one and the end of last one was so like such a high point that, you know, and then Sony pivoted and they tried to do something else, and now they're pivoting back. Like, there was no PC port announcements during this show. There was like, they didn't spend the whole thing going like, and now this game is just going to PC. Like, they didn't have that.
Well,
no
yes.
service games from them. No service games. When they did the last State of Play, you know, a year or so ago, it was Fair Games and Marathon and Concord, and it was like, holy shit, like, yeah. And then they saved it with Spider-Man 2 gameplay. So there was none of that stuff. Like, this seemed like a solid show of like everything, and ended it with their own first party game.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I'm gonna be
I know
honest,
what you mean. Soul Win is.
When
you're at the top, what do you do? You just fight with each other, I guess.
Exactly. You know, it's like the billionaires just fight amongst each other. But you know, I don't know, man. It's like fuck. You can't win for losing. It's like, first these guys complain, oh, we need a show, and you give them a show showing 35 plus games, a ton of new IP that we didn't know existed, and a new Housemarque game, and you know, even games that's extending into next year, right? Being worked on that. And all of these games, the second half of the show, all of the games were captured on PS5 Pro. You know what I'm saying? Looking the best, running the best. And people just I don't know. Like, I get the Xbox guys and PC guys complaining, right? That's their job. That's their job to be haters. But when I see a lot of PlayStation guys, it's like, Sony could have came out and showed you Wolverine, and guess what? You would have still complained about something. You would have said, that's all you're gonna show me. It's just like, when did they show Ghost of Yotai? Was that at the Game Awards?
Even J-Dub, even when they showed God of War Ragnarok, nobody even they're like,
don't really...
oh, looks like the same game already. All right, it's like, okay, like, you know,
I was happy about that one.
You know, well, even Spider-Man 2, when they showed Spider-Man 2 gameplay, they complained about the water and Miles in the water, and like, oh, it doesn't look that good. Like, dude, I don't. It's wild nowadays,
but
dude.
I
don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say this: I think PlayStation guys care more about what Xbox guys think about their games than they care about their games.
Because all they do is live on this social media piece of shit, and all they do is banter back and forth, and it just is like, stop it, enough. Like, it's just, dude, it's like, you're never gonna win. You don't know if they play games. Like, you don't know who you're talking to. It could be a 10-year-old, it could be a 90-year-old in the old age home. Like, you don't know who the hell you're talking to that's arguing with you.
And then there's the content creators. No, that's not true. But and then there's the content creators, right?
Oh, please.
They make a video with the sad face. Oh, this was trash.
No, it's the I shit my pants face. That's what I call
exactly.
it.
And then tomorrow they're gonna make another one smiling about what was good about the show, right? It's the grift, and that's like what they live
I was
for.
wrong. Dude, they do this all the time. They'll shit on this show. They'll shit on the game, and meanwhile, when the game comes out, they'll be the first one streaming it, going, I was wrong. Let's watch me stream it. Dude, they play this roller coaster ride, because the problem with a lot of them is that you can't be consistent with how you feel about stuff. Instead, you gotta be this like, oh, I like it, I don't like it. I like it, I don't like it, because that's what people will react to, your change of heart, like your change of mind. When people, the main thing a lot of people want is just a true person, a consistency of how you feel about stuff. And put your money where your goddamn mouth is, because I see all these sons of bitches, they'll complain about this stuff, and half those motherfuckers will get this shit for free. Thanks, PlayStation. And the bitches will be streaming. Check my show out and stream it. Dude, I can't stand that kind of shit with those people, because I don't even know what they do. Like, they'll put all paraphernalia behind them and act like they bought all that shit, and meanwhile it's gifted to them, but they'll just shit on stuff, like, and they won't even buy and play it. Like, it is what it is.
It's a grift.
It is.
And I also want to talk about the PlayStation gamers. They let social media steal their joy for gaming.
Yes.
Never let anybody steal your fucking joy for gaming.
Nope.
If you gamed as a kid and you were happy, you should still be exactly the same as an adult. Don't let anybody what they say. If they say they don't like your state of play and they don't like the games, fuck them. Who cares? It's your own opinion. They don't have to. You can't force people to like what you. It's like instantly. I said it was a 10 out of 10 for me. I get all of these like hundreds of new accounts I've never seen before. They instantly follow me, and then they
created that Discord.
Exactly, and then they reply back. Oh, it was a 2 out of 10. It was I gave it a 2 out of 10 because of X, Y, and Z. And I look at it, it's like, well, you just created your account. Like, why would I care about you?
What is your threshold of reviews? Like, let me compare to your other reviews. What are they? It's like,
well, and I'm like, listen, and when I tweeted out what I gave it a 10 out of 10. I'm not asking anybody's fucking opinion. I don't care about your opinion. I'm telling you what I rated it. So you replying back to me telling me how I'm wrong, like who gives a fuck? It's what I think. It's me, right? I didn't ask you. I didn't say, hey guys, what do you think? I don't do those. I don't do those. What did you think about this? Because I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. Exactly. I don't give a shit. I like what I like.
Gaming is a selfish hobby. Listen, we game together sometime. We do X, Y, and Z. But when I look at shows, I'm sitting there counting how many games that I'm going to buy, what games interest me. I'm not sitting there thinking about, well, yeah, there's like 6 games that I like and I'm going to buy, but the rest is trash. So I'm going to give this show a 5 out of 10. Like, I don't care. Those games that I don't buy, those are not for me. Those are for somebody else. But those people bought PlayStations. They need something to play that fits them, not me. You know, it's about what you can get out of this. Actually, if every show you can get about 2 or 3 games that really interest you that you're gonna buy, you're doing fucking pretty good.
Dude, there's a lot on here. Like I just said, there was tons that I wish listed on there.
There's only a couple that I'm not really interested in.
Yeah.
That's so, and
like
that's
that.
Very
what was it? Like that other game. Like what was that? Warriors Abyss. Like that kind of like that.
Yeah.
That I wasn't interested in that. Yeah. But there was a lot of games on there. Like it wasn't a lot of like arcade kind of like indie showcase stuff. Yeah. That it wasn't a lot of that stuff. And like I said, I even tweeted it out saying like, hey, you know, with the Dev Direct that's Microsoft had with this show, and then knowing Nintendo is going to have probably a killer show with the Switch too, dude. Like I think like this, we're good. Like I think everything's good. Like
there's something for everybody.
Gaming slumped my ass. Like screw this gaming slump shit. Like I think they're all rolling. It just happens that Microsoft is putting their games on PlayStation, and it would have been nice if they kept exclusives, but they don't. But that's their bad decision.
But even then, their last show, they had a great show.
Yeah, so they did.
If you're an Xbox gamer and you subscribe to Game Pass, be happy about that. Yeah, you get to play those games in Game Pass on your Xbox. Be happy about that, right? Like it's Nintendo. They got Switch 2 coming. They're gonna have some games.
Switch 2. I'm getting it.
Like here's the thing. Again, I admit, I talk shit about Xbox. That's what I do.
It's
that's
fun.
My moniker.
They made bad decisions. It's their goddamn executive
I get to poke
team.
fun
it's not
and stuff
fans.
like that. Yeah. But I did say this in Eric.
Yeah.
I said this. I said this to you earlier, but I told Jess. The difference of Xbox games and PlayStation games to me are night and day. All of these games,
it is.
PlayStation show graphically intense hardware. Like you can tell it's running the hardware, the power of the hardware. It really takes advantage of it, right? All these games are graphically enticing, ray tracing. It's really like powerhouse. It shows off the hardware. Xbox games don't do that. You get the Avoweds, the games that look like Sea of Thieves, the cartoony art style game. You don't get shit like this. You just don't.
Why that is?
Unless they bought it, the publisher.
I'm gonna be honest. It kind of has always been the case for Xbox. But more so in the last generation or two. And
because the game,
for what I understand,
this generation,
the developer, not the developer, but Microsoft themselves said that because they got questioned about that, and they said they like their games. It allows their games to be scaled across.
I remember that
many platforms. So, when I thought about that, I said, it makes sense why they're making games like this, because this game could run on the Switch, PlayStation. It's easy to just go anywhere, especially like on the TV and the cloud and stuff. That's why they make games like that. They don't make games that just.
It's
Yeah.
fluff for saying that they're limited for the Series S, and they have to keep parity.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and Phil had an opportunity to
Phil
clear that up,
said,
and he's like, "Nope,
nope.
we're doing it for the
Yeah.
low PCs."
So imagine if the parity wasn't there for Gears E-Day.
I know.
You know? But now, guess what? Gears E-Day is going to run best on PS5 Pro.
Good.
It's crazy, dude.
You know?
It's
Good.
crazy
And
that
you
they
know
got
what?
that situation.
Let them be happy that they're paying to beta test it.
I just tell you, man.
True.
It's
Because they were out there, I don't know if you saw it, Jizz, but the Xbox guys were out there saying, haha, we saw all those $70 games you guys are going to have to buy. When did buying games become a fucking a bad thing? I'll never understand it.
they still don't realize that that attitude has caused them to put their games on PlayStation.
That killed their console. Their console.
They killed their console
of that. Yeah.
Because of that. That Game Pass don't buy your games.
That has to be the worst thing ever for you to be like, haha, you gotta
buy games. It's like somebody bought a car and it's like you tease them because they gotta buy gas.
Exactly. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Man. I'll never understand it.
You bought a car. It's like you gotta get gas now.
Yeah. Man, I will never understand it, bro. Listen, I came into the gaming. The game is for learning how to play games and stuff with buying games. You know, my NES cartridges and shit back in the day cost $40, $50, $60. It's always been that case.
And what happened to sales? What happened to nobody's saying you got to go spend a day one Ultimate Edition $120 and now you feel like you bought a game. You could wait for a sale. Like you could still get the game. You don't have to buy it for $70. You could wait if that's what you want and wait for a sale or trade in or do something else to get it. Like, get a second job. Who the hell knows? But like there's other ways. You don't have to pay like the Ultimate Gold Edition and now it's like I got to do $120.
Yeah.
No. Like and also too, subscriptions is fine, but like I don't want the games to be built for the subscriptions. If we made subscriptions the primary method like Microsoft did, then the games, that's why their games were graphically like that. They were fitting Game Pass models. They weren't going to put no goddamn huge budget game in Game Pass, and if they did, they took a hit on it. And then they had to buy publishers because nobody else wanted to do it. Why don't you think all these games are not going in Game Pass? That's why they showed up on a Sony show and not on a Microsoft Direct, where their Direct is everything's in Game Pass.
Yeah.
And you saw the only things they could show are games either they purchased or games that they partnered with. They can't show all these other games because they're not in Game Pass, and that ruins the Xbox message. So there's the problem right there. It's like every time Microsoft had a show, it was about this is what's coming to Game Pass. And because of that limitation, it limited a lot of these games that Sony's showing and Jeff Keighley has to show because they can't show up on a Microsoft thing because their message is Game Pass. So they missed out on a lot of these games, and nobody asked the question except we do. Why are these games not on Microsoft's show? And why does anybody look at the limitations that Game Pass has caused rather than just say it's a deal and move on and try to get engagement that way? It's the best value in gaming and try to get some likes instead of showing the issues that have occurred because of the limitation of Game Pass. But nobody points that out. That's why Sony had to show 40 goddamn games, because they couldn't show up on a Microsoft show unless they want to talk about games not in Game Pass, which they don't want to do that. They haven't.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? And I see Marsh. Marsh, you know what I mean, man. Like Doom. Listen, Doom looks great. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, Doom looks good.
Right? I didn't discount those. Gears looks great, right? But I mean, what else? You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't really, like, if you look at all of Sony's whole IP lineup, from Returnal to God of War to The Last of Us to Days Gone, just look at the whole list. They've all used the power of the hardware. They all like kind of, if not photorealistic, just a realism sense in that case. And Xbox just really don't have that. And the reason why we don't give Microsoft credit for Doom, because Doom existed, Microsoft just bought them like a couple of years ago. Microsoft didn't create that. They didn't do anything to enhance it. They just bought it. It's like giving them credit for Call of Duty. Call of Duty was already established. Like, you don't get any credit for buying something. Yeah. But Sony actively created these IPs. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's
approved them And that's the other thing too. Like a lot of those games that Microsoft has, I want to know. Like you just saw, Hi-Fi Rush was already in development before they bought them, and that game came out. And then when they came to Microsoft under their roof, and Microsoft had the opportunity to invest in Hi-Fi Rush 2 and Microsoft money from day one under their umbrella, they said, "Nope, you're fired." Shut them down. So like same thing, you look at Doom and stuff like that. You even look at Hellblade. Like they started Hellblade 2. Like some of these games they've already had. Doom was already probably in development or starting development. Indiana Jones was. Is Indiana Jones sequel coming out? Let's hope. Like that I guess with extra jank. I don't know. Janky returns. But maybe they'll do a goddamn sequel to that. But like we get to the very limited games that we've seen Microsoft fully fund from day one. And like I think Compulsion's game is one because I can't believe they spent 7 years on that game, and the combat and platforming is the biggest criticism on a 10-hour game after We Happy Few, because that's been since 2018 they've been on that. It's been wild. I think that's a long ass time.
What Hellblade 2, they were working on that for like
7 that was long too.
And it was 6 hours long.
And Forza and Halo, those were all like 6-7 years they took for those games.
Don't forget, apparently Hellblade 2, Halo Master Chief Collection, and what's the game? Hellblade 2. No, Indiana Jones. Are coming in April, according to Time Warner.
That's crazy.
They're coming to PS5 in April. So
and that's the other thing, J-Dub. Dude, they are not stopping. Like they are just throwing everything. Whenever it's ready, they're like, go, go, go. They're not even.
There's some announcement. Phil comes out, and every time he have an interview, the next day, it's coming.
it's coming. That guy lives on.
Yeah,
it's coming. I knew it. He knows it. But like that's the thing, like they are not. I said they were acting like Hell's Kitchen in the sense like when it's done, just like get it out of the kitchen, and it's just like they're not waiting for any cadence or anything. They're just like,
they got a lot of money to make up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why
$100 billion.
Yeah. Well, plus they invested like $75 billion in AI.
Hey, did you guys see what Bobby Kotick said?
Yo, I gotta do it. Yeah, huh? That was wild, man.
It's crazy.
Big booty Bobby with the
listen.
Satya, why you even? That's crazy.
I want to play that clip. I want to play that clip.
Play it.
I gotta watch that whole video. I'm doing on that one. That was some wild.
Stand by real quick.
But the other thing too is I don't even want like Hellblade and Starfield. Like I played all that shit already. Like I really care less that it's not like I'm gonna play it again unless. I'll play Master Chief Collection though. I want that on the DualSense with the controller.
I want to do the original Gears trilogy again.
That too. I'll get that. Marcus Phoenix Collection. I'll play those games.
Piss off the Xbox because you know what?
No, I'll play those again.
They were talking all kinds of shit until they see my seriously achievement.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
They didn't like that.
I'm telling you, man.
Took a little while, but
they're like a fish out of water right now. This is uncharted territory for them, like having this situation happen, because Phil dragged them along, making them think that he was investing for them, and meanwhile he screwed the pooch at the end, and he basically
lied to
flipped
them.
He did. He blatantly lied,
and they're okay with it. Yeah, they're okay with it.
That's ridiculous.
He lied to them in their face, and,
he lied right to their face.
They're basically turning it into Sega. They're doing it. They're turning them into Sega. But here's the difference. Is that Sega just did it and got it over with, dealt with the PR.
Yep. And went
right
on to
now,
make money.
they're dragging it out because they have people that spent money on the hardware and they don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the other issue is that Phil is still like going to fan podcasts and still trying to create this community that he's disbanding. He should be disbanding the community because it's going to be harder for them to take when he takes those Halos and Gears to other platforms. He's going to have to face the music, and he loves himself so much that he loves the community and all. It's like, dude, give it up. There is no goddamn community. There's no more fan club because there's nothing to be a fan about.
Yeah.
Unless you want them to celebrate your ass, because there's nothing to celebrate because you have diluted all your franchises and now shipping them to competitors. So like it is done. So stop with the whole fan bullshit. Stop going to fan podcasts. Stop doing this. Like, I don't even know what's FanFest going to look like this year. Don't even do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
unless you have
honest,
PlayStation demo units all over the place.
How do you
do it?
I was really worried.
What do you do?
That
he has to give those tattoos
not
out.
just
Like,
that the business
how do you have that? What are you a fan
that's
of?
obvious. And like,
hold on, guys.
that-
I want
that
to
was
play
the
this.
only
this
disagreement.
All right, play
real
it.
quick. You guys ready?
Yep.
I was
All right.
really worried that not just that the business model was going to get attacked, which that's obvious, and like
Hopefully
that
we can hear
that was the only disagreement. We got the deal done in 3 days, and the only disagreement we had over like the future of the operation of the business was Game Pass. And I said to them, like,
Game Pass is one price for all subscription of otherwise $60 games
You're
or
saying an unlimited subscription from
from Microsoft.
Microsoft for any game.
yeah. And my view is like, we have a game called World of Warcraft that we have $15 a month. If
For
you,
one game.
yeah, why would I
Right.
put that into a Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said to these guys, like, it's why trade out flexible business models where you can do what's actually in the best interest of the customer. You look at like Candy Crush, you know, Candy Crush, we only monetize
It's a
2%
flexible
of the
monetization
audience.
model.
And it's, you know, and when we added ads, we added another $400 million of operating income. This is a funny thing with Iwata before he died. He used to say, you know, what do you think about free to play game? And I was like, Iwata-san, free to start.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that. I think free-to-play mobile games now average about 25 cents an hour. So,
Yeah.
you know, in World of Warcraft, last I heard, it was about 19 cents an hour. So,
Like 26. But like there's like I didn't believe in that. Satya's first day, I happened to be up there, and we had like a half an hour together, and he said, what can you tell me about gaming? And I was like, dude, you shouldn't be in gaming. Dude, you shouldn't be in gaming. I was really
Oof.
Bobby Cody said, dude,
Damn.
You shouldn't be in
Satya's first
gaming.
day on the job. He told him right there.
you shouldn't be
And-
in gaming. What does
and I
that
bet you
tell
that's what-
man?
And you want to know what, J-Dub? I'm wondering if that's the reason why Satya did that. But remember, when Satya first came on, what did he do? Lionhead shut down,
Yep.
get rid of Scalebound. I'm wondering if Kodak was like, yeah, you shouldn't be in gaming. And Satya
Yeah.
reacted to those responses and basically started pulling out in 2016, 2017. And then, yeah, I think so. Dude.
Well, what he probably said, he probably looked at Microsoft's setup, saw that they were going all in on Game Pass, saw
Yep.
that there was no way it was going to be sustainable, saw the end of the road for him, and he probably looked at him dead in his eye and said, dude, you shouldn't be in gaming. You
I
guys
can't
are
believe Big Booty Bobby, man.
You
He's
already-
a businessman.
Yeah, you already think about it. He told him you're already in last place. You can't beat Nintendo and you can't beat Sony when it comes to gaming. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
And guess what? It's 2025 and
Well, he did sell to them.
they've only sold they only sold 2 million copies in all of 2024. There was more PlayStation portals sold in collectively than Xbox sold last year.
Yep. That's how, dude. I'm saying, like, and you hear like, and they're all business guys sitting around there, and they're talking about how many cents a minute they make and all that other shit. But
Yeah.
the thing is that like I've always said, the problem Microsoft went was all in on this subscription service. When he's right, like there could be a game or two where you could just monetize one game. You don't. Everything does not have to be a service. You know, you need to get that you have to have some balance, and that's where he's just like they have this idea of just putting everything in here, and it's just like, oh man, no, that's too much. Like you could just do that with one game, like you said, World of Warcraft. Like you don't need to do that with every game. Every game doesn't have to be a service, and that's crazy because that's what they basically did.
Yeah.
And they cannibalized themselves.
Yeah. Well, they're at the end game.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's done now.
It's over.
And I don't think this is going to help them either. Like, I think this is the last desperation move, and I don't think they're going to make enough money by putting these games on PlayStation to try to get shit back.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I kind of disagree. I think, right, and this is just me. I think. From what I see, I think because they're putting it on PlayStation and Nintendo, they're gonna make all that money. They're already prepping to have more developers, not just studios, but more developers to work to upgrade the quality of these games. Because some of the games that they've showed recently, the quality are up to par compared to the previous stuff.
Yeah, because they're back in the business of selling.
Yeah, exactly. So see, their investment in quality comes because they already know that they're going to get the return on investment. But back in the Xbox dudes just don't buy games, so they're not going to invest. This is why Avowed is going to come out with the jank. You know, you got the developer talking
jank.
about, expect
Dude,
jank.
You imagine that released
What
on
the
PlayStation
fuck?
day one, and that's what they said?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got Lost Soul aside. Oh yeah, and Avowed's coming with jank. Accepted. Be like,
what the
bullshit.
fuck? Exactly. I'm not fucking. Because here's the thing about PlayStation guys: if it's some jank or some shit like that, they're not gonna buy it. That's just
No,
what it is.
especially if it's sitting next to those games that some of those games they showed today.
Yep.
This wish list is like 15 games. You think I'm gonna be sitting there going, "Oh yeah, let me deal with the jank."
Yeah.
You know, because they said it's okay. Like that's why I said like Microsoft has to get like you can't pull that shit with day one on PlayStation or Switch. Like they got games there that'll worth the damn. They're not gonna sit there starving for games like Game Pass subscribers and say, "Oh yeah, I'll deal with the jank."
Well,
You know? And they want you to pay $30 more to play the jank early.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Microsoft has to know their
Who
customer.
says that?
They're gonna have to learn their customer now because PlayStation gamers and Nintendo gamers are their customers now.
Yes.
They don't PlayStation dudes and Nintendo dudes don't just buy anything. You have to make games for them.
Dude, look at them complaining about the first party bangers that are not there, dude.
Exactly. So imagine
You think they're gonna deal with Avowed jank?
Exactly. They're not fucking like and
Dude, they
guess
want
what?
to see Wolverine ripping out
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Venom's heart. Like, dude, that's what they wanted to see today.
But I do see people buying, picking up Indiana Jones,
Oh, they're gonna buy it, but
Starfield.
J-Dub, they're
Yep.
not gonna buy a lot though.
No.
They
Well,
spent
listen,
$100
they're-
billion, 80.
But Jez, here's the thing: they don't have to buy Sony number of games. Like Sony games average like 7-8 million, right? On average. Obviously, the top end games go on to sell 20 million. But they don't. With Xbox, they barely sell 1 million of anything.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
It's
even
like
if
half
there's
glass
three,
full.
even
The
if
glass
there's
half full.
even if there's 2 million on PlayStation and 1 million on Switch, that's more than they've ever made in the.
That's
in
a good
damn near
point.
their- You see what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. It's like, hey, it's better than what they would have gotten if they just kept it where it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha. So to them, it's gonna look like a
and God
poor man's
forbid-
gold.
and God forbid, right? Once Gears E-Day come, I know at least
That's
4 or
gonna
5
sell.
million, 6 million PlayStation
That will
gamers
go.
will buy that. I know Nintendo gamers, some, right? Because they're a different crowd. They're a different breed of people. But
Yeah.
I know it'll probably sell 1 or 2 million copies on the Switch because I'm gonna get a Switch 2. You're gonna get a Switch 2.
I'm gonna switch too,
Eric
but
is
I'm not
gonna get a
buying it on the
2.
Switch though. I'll
Maybe
buy it on
not,
PlayStation.
exactly. But here's the thing though, right? For some of those people, see, you have a Portal, I have a Portal, Eric probably has a Portal, so that is our handheld, right? We'll be playing Gears on that, right? So
We got a Vita as well too. Just
exactly, we all have Vitas too, right? So
Yeah.
we have options where we don't have to buy, we don't have to play it on Nintendo. But for those who don't really have an option, hey, it'll probably run better than the Series S.
yeah.
A lot of Xbox guys is going to buy a Switch 2. They're probably going to pick up. I'm going to be honest. I see a lot of Xbox gamers moving over to Nintendo for that, for the Switch to play their games.
Yeah, Jay, but that's the thing. I was saying like that Microsoft has give everybody a reason to leave. Like they basically are paving the roads for the exit strategy. Like that is it. Like these games, like they're like, dude, like, hey, you're gonna be a lone man, like a lone person if you just stay on that console because we have given you basically the roadmap of where you could go. Like, go to PC, go to portables, go to Switch, go to PlayStation. Our games will be there. You could leave now. And that's basically what they've been doing. Like, you could see Amy Hood says the console sales are down. She has no hope for that thing. There's no hope. They didn't even bundle it. They don't even care. So, like, the thing is they're just letting that thing fizzle out, and they're paving the roads for people to leave it. Yeah. That's what they're doing. So you're right.
And they're basically going to license out their OS to third-party developers.
Oh, yeah. And then they won't eat the cost of the hardware anymore.
Here's the
R&D.
Here's the problem. When they license that out to third party, especially their software and their operating system, right now, Valve has just given away their Steam OS. More
and be cheaper.
Steam
too.
OS it's cheaper. Microsoft is going to get that $100. So I'm just saying they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot because now Valve is a competitor.
Yep.
So here's a question. Here's a question. So once they start selling all these games everywhere and they make all this money, how long until they look at Game Pass and be like, it's too much of a liability to keep
1 year. I give it 1 year because Game Pass doesn't really make them the money that they need. And then on top of that, they can finally just give up the hardware where they don't have to spend billions on R&D for hardware. They can just be rid of the whole thing and just make all that money just on the software and the licenses. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think too I think they're gonna price themselves out of Game Pass. They're just gonna keep increasing that price, and I think they're eventually just gonna price themselves out. Maybe they'll add like another profile or a family plan to it, or try to add some more things to it. But I think at Game Pass, even at $20 a month, that's like one of the highest expensive for one profile, not a family account, for one person to play. That's a lot of money for one account. Like that's how much family subscriptions cost. $20.
Salute to Marsh for being a subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's what I mean. Like for one person, imagine if you're a Music Pass, like eventually get there, but like $20 for one person, like that's not a family plan. So like I don't know what they can do. Maybe they'll add families and make it $25, but they're gonna have to do something because they're gonna price themselves out. And there's rumors that may go up again. And
soon the price is gonna go. See, here's the thing about it.
They gotta fund that Call of Duty, man. They gotta fund that Call of Duty sales.
You gotta fund that Call of Duty. And the sad part about it is, dude,
Kodak told you.
he did. He's a dude.
He's like, I'm not putting my game in Game Pass.
Yeah.
Well, Game Pass is already not sustainable. We already know.
And it's not growing either. That's the other problem. It's not growing.
And the whole thing about them saying, "Oh, you pay, we play." It's like,
that's stupid.
That's a defense. That's a defensive.
Dude, you pay $20 a month, $240 a year to wait for games to come out, and they're janky. Like, come on.
Well, we pay because we have to sustain your service because you can't.
Yeah. It's a defensive mechanism. Game Pass was created out of necessity because they didn't have any studios in games. They only had the Halo, Gears, and Forza. And so to buy them some time to figure this shit out, they created Game Pass, threw all their old shit in it, and then that tied them over a few years until they were able to acquire some studios.
And Jay, they gave it away for a $1 upgrade for $60 a year. For 3 years, you could stack it, and it was $10 a month. It was there with Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy.
Dude.
The Oreos.
And they would put, I go back to my videos. I was going back to them. I was like, I remember going crazy about how you could get Gears and play it for $1 you could play the new Halo for a bag of Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they diluted everything.
Jazz, you get a free 7-day trial anywhere. That's enough to beat a game.
I just got another 3 months of it with my laptop.
You see what I'm saying?
3 months of Game.
Buy a laptop, buy a controller, buy whatever,
Buy a Samsung TV.
Yep.
You get it. Buy a Samsung tablet, you get it.
Yeah.
An iPad, you get it.
And then you wonder why it wasn't sustainable. Everybody told him that. Jim Ryan told him that the model they're using, it's just it's just not sustainable.
They wanted to grow, and what's crazy after all that, it stopped growing, and it's just like, dude, you went dollar bill Phil, you went to zero so fast, you didn't even give it a chance. That you went to zero so fast that you can't come back, and now you're at $20 a month because you're just getting the people that are there, charging them more money.
Yeah.
And
The
and one
Venzor.
of it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It is insane how how all the bad decisions. It has nothing to do with Sony, timed exclusives, money hatting. It has to do with Microsoft and their bad decisions and bad bets that they made in this whole thing. And I went back and listened. I was playing a video that Phil had when he was talking about Game Pass, and he was saying how great it was because at the time, all their games that they were planning to release, like Gears and Halo, Gears and stuff, were service online games. So what they were trying to bank on was a service within a service, like more people to pay to play the game, to buy microtransactions at the same time they're paying to play the game too. So we got them paying for like this idea of free to play, but they'll be subscribing for it, and they got microtransactions. If you remember Gears 4 and Gears 5, how many you had to pay for curb stomping?
Yeah.
Remember all those executions?
Yep,
they were microtransactions.
It
was crazy,
man.
I didn't like 4 enough to get in.
Oh, 4, no, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they were not good. 4's story was better than 5's, but the thing is that the multiplayer was so uninspiring.
Yeah.
Like
this series died with Judgment. So.
Oh my god. Yeah. And now they're helping on Gears, the other one. I'm like, people can fly, people can take a walk.
Yeah.
I don't want people can fly on that thing.
Yeah. Well,
they are working on the new one.
I tell you what, we got Indiana Jones coming, we got Forza coming, we got Outer Worlds 2 coming, we got Hellblade 2 coming.
The Saiyan Hellblade, yeah, and Master Chief
Collection in April,
and Gears.
Obviously Gears and Halo. All that stuff probably.
That will be Judgment Day right there when those get announced.
Remember Forza. Remember because they said, well, if any of the big 3 coming, I'm out. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Well, Forza is one of those big 3.
And it's the best Forza.
And it was the highest rated out of all the other 2. So.
Yep.
You're going to have some of them that are going to be super hardcore and be like, nope, it's not motorsport. Doesn't count.
Well, motorsport sucks now.
Motorsport, is the lowest rated one. It's the Horizon is the one. Yeah.
6 years they destroyed that one.
Fun. Forza Horizon 5 was actually kind of fun.
That was Forza Horizon was the only game in Microsoft's release that actually survived the Game Pass quality. The quality shit finger. It was actually one of the games that stayed the same quality and actually didn't dip in. Crackdown sucked and Gears went downhill. Halo Infinite, we went downhill with that. But Forza Horizon actually kept that quality bar there. I think they limited the innovation of it. Like they should have added more stuff like motorcycles and stuff, but instead of just destinations. But it was still a sharp game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't you guys find something funny? Avowed launches tomorrow, and nobody is talking about it. What's up with that?
Wait, it comes out tomorrow? Oh, the
early access comes out tomorrow. What do we do here?
Did the reviews come out?
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Well, it depends on what time zone you're in. It's in the morning.
Yeah, see, I think they messed up with Avowed in the sense that they had all the hands-on previews and stuff in November when it was supposed to come out, and then they delayed the game for room, but they kept all the hands-on and impressions in November, which at the same time they were trying to promote Indiana Jones. I was like, this is so weird. Why would you have this whole media rollout of Avowed hands-on in November when the game's coming out in February? Because now, look, everybody's like, go back to my article from November. It's like, no, dude, there's no media ramp up because you let all the hands-on happen in November.
Can I tell you something? That hasn't worked for Microsoft. That hasn't worked in their favor. All the dudes that got early copies, all the shields that get all that, dude. It doesn't.
Cobra. I'm like, Cobra got the game. He's like, I'm playing Avowed and South to Midnight. It's like, why? You give it to all the shills, and that's why they shill.
Yeah. And it's a game. Here's the thing. It's in Game Pass. Who cares? Everybody gets it for free.
They probably got that too as a part of the shilling. They probably got a year of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what they do. They send it. I never seen like they send these games out to people that don't even do reviews. Like they're just like they're Twitter bots, and they're like, oh, I got a copy, playing it early, and it's like, why? And what it's just a way to kind of get word of mouth out there, and they use them to do this shit.
Well, Club Bro was in the Discord, so.
Yep.
Well, yeah, he was
Foundry
that glazed Discord. Yeah, he was in that Discord. But like the thing is like you don't like they got even the Stallion, the guy who got the $1 million whatever, he got the
million game score.
Yeah, the score.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I'm playing this game too, and it's like, what? Do you like have a channel or something? Like what? Why do they just send it to anybody that's just a diehard Xbox fan? Is it that easy?
Yeah.
The only one I know doesn't get poor copies is Kid Smooth.
Yep.
Everybody else gets them, but Kid Smooth doesn't get them. And he complains about it.
Isn't that crazy?
I can't believe it, dude.
All
these years.
I don't know, man.
And Kid Smooth does not get copies.
He's not in the Discord.
He's not in the Discord, exactly. But like all these years, I'm talking to Kid Smooth. Out of all the people, Attic gets it because he gets it with the Iron Lords and stuff like that. But they never just gave it to Smooth. Like everybody else got it. Like these people were just like X symbols, like Nico and all this shit. Like I got a review copy. Like what? Who are these people?
Apparently, Boomstick got a copy.
Of course, dude. He got shipped out to the casting couch for Indiana Jones. Yeah. They put his ass on the casting couch. They made him wear the hat and run around on the leather couch.
I'm gonna be honest, and if you trust, if you trust those guys out of everything, all of those guys, because those guys, they sold you out on Redfall, they sold you out on Battletoads and Bleeding Edge and the rest of those.
Battletoads, no online.
Holy
shit, those are
yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, what was it? The original assets of goddamn. Oh my god!
Phantom Dust with the original assets.
Phantom Dust. Oh shit! Oh my god! Yep. Dude, I saw those games. Actually, I was going through the Play Anywhere shit, and that's like they're in there and they're like free. They're like $0 now. Those games.
Yeah.
But it's just so like they do this, and it's like all these people get this stuff, and you're right, it doesn't work. They try to create this media hype for it, and rather than just doing a good game and getting good reviews, they try to use these influencers or these bots on these Twitter bots to just word of mouth to promote these games. Like, what do you think Cobral's gonna say? He's like, I have some critiques. He's gonna glaze all over that goddamn thing, dude. It'll be a triple glaze.
Yep. This is the sad part about it, and I had to think about this long and hard. Do the Xbox community, like, do those guys, do they really like those games? That because they glaze it all the time and they cheer it on every single game from Avowed all the way on. Even though the numbers show that they don't play it, they don't get past the first boss and stuff, and I get it, right? But are that like it's like because they always talk shit about the PlayStation games. In the PlayStation game, like
the PlayStation
graphics,
model, yeah.
Like you take a game like Horizon Burning Shores, right? Like the best in graphics, best in everything, right? Just everything. And they'll turn around and look at you with a straight face and say, "Oh yeah, that game is trash." But then they don't fucking look at Avowed or Sea of Thieves or some shit like that and be like, "Yeah, this game is so amazing, I can't wait." It's like, is the gap between the Xbox guys and PlayStation guys that wide, or is one fan base is just fucking delusional, or is the other, or maybe the PlayStation guys are just delusional and just overhype their games? I don't know. Like at this point, but like, what do you think it is? I mean, because I want to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
My fanboy mind said that Xbox just make dog shit games. They look bad, they play bad, they're just horrible. But because Xbox guys get it for free, they just hype them up.
I got a saying, saying, J-Dub, and I got my shirts, my Gaming Grindhouse shirts to say, in the search for W's, all they get are L's. And that's the thing. They've been looking for the diehards, the real Xbox fans, have been looking for that W ever since How You Share Your Games. That E3 was a gut punch because I was on that side, that Xbox side, and that was like to watch overnight, just watch the world just go, Xbox is horrible. The DRMs, it just got out of control, and it was like PlayStation $400 sharing your games. It was like that moment stunned Xbox fans, and ever since that time, Don't you remember, like, every time they wanted that E3 moment, like they wanted that E3 moment back, they always liked that Microsoft kept doing showcases and doing theater shows. When Sony pulled out, they're like, so Microsoft's going to win E3. And they always, every single step of the way, it's always this trying to get that W back and trying to have that pivot of like, Sony's just, that's why they're trying to build this kind of canceling of service games as like Sony's downfall, equivalent to like Microsoft TV, and they're trying to do that because I know, like I was thinking like, okay, when's Microsoft, like when's the Empire, when does the Return of the Jedi happen? It's like they had the Empire Strikes Back, and everybody on the Xbox side, they're like, yo, when's our Return of the Jedi? Where's the redemption? And that's why they're always looking for the W's, and they barked up all the wrong trees. They went with free to play. They're like Game Pass. They went with power. Every single pathway, and they fed right into it. Yeah. And they never had doubts, and they looked for that W. And every single time they went down that path for the W, they hit a wall. And it was like, oh, it wasn't power because Microsoft didn't have the games to show it. Oh, it wasn't Game Pass because now it's not growing and the price went up. And now the $10 is now $20. Yeah. And now it was the acquisitions. Oh my God, now they're buying studios and publishers and we own all this IP. And then it's like, oh, but the IP is staying where it is. So what does it matter if they own it or not? Then they're like, well, then Microsoft makes money. I do their books. They make some percentage on this. So they win that way. And it's just like, dude, you spin a Rooney Booker T in the middle of the ring. It's over. Like it's done. But every single Peppa J-Dub, it's because of that Xbox One event. It stunned these people, and and that's why they held on, waiting for that day of redemption.
They want their revenge back.
And they had it. They had it when Activision deal sold. They were happy. They're like, oh my God, we got Call of Duty. That was their day of celebration, and to find out in January that it caused all their games to go multi-platform, and now they realized again, in the search for W, all they get are L's.
So let me ask you this: how long do they have left for their console? How long before it's over? Right? You and I know, Eric, we know it's over now, but things are gonna keep going until a certain point to where it's just this is it. That's it, guys. How long is that? Is it a couple of years, or is it next generation? Or
I'd say it's the rest of the current generation. Here's the other thing about Microsoft that hasn't really been noticed is that since Peter Moore left, all they are is reactionary and short-sighted.
Yeah.
Oh, we can make certain amount of money right now.
That's what they're doing
now.
Think
about what it's going to cost them. It's like, like their games, for example, they're losing their exclusivity and identity. Mm-hmm. They're going to make a shitload of money selling us their games.
Yeah.
But
in the long term, you're right. Yeah. In the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, what I think they're going to do is I think there will be basically an updated Series X and S. And I think that's it. And I think the next thing that they're going to really push hard is going to be that kind of Windows on PC with the Xbox overlay or that Xbox app on it. And I think that's where they take Xbox is like now just an app on PC. And that's where they're going to go. So I think that the actual console, it'll still be there as like a legacy device and maybe get an update to it. But I can't see them doing this whole like launch of a series, like a new generation of consoles. I could just see that these consoles here get kind of like a pro updates to them, or like updates to a Series X2 or a Series S that just get kind of boosted. And that's kind of the end of it, like just with updated GPUs and maybe a CPU in there. And then, but you'll see they'll just do that just to kind of pacify the console player and have something there, just like they did with Windows Phone. They still produce Windows Phone hardware for like a year or two after they said they weren't supporting Windows Mobile anymore. So they still had Nokia pump out a couple more series of phones. And I think they're just going to let kind of, and I was making this joke on my show on Monday, was like, I was saying how, if you remember like Office Space, where they just they fixed the glitch to get Milton out of the he was getting paid but he was still staying there. And it's like he got fired a year ago, but he's still getting paid. So we fixed the glitch. And it's like, well, wait, yeah, we're just going to have him just naturally just leave because he's not going to get paid anymore. And I feel like that's what they're doing with the console. They have no hope. Like they didn't even think that the console was going to do well during Call of Duty. They're like, it's going to be down. How much down you're going to go? How do you think, after seeing all that, you really think Phil's going to get on stage or get out there and announce a new piece of hardware when you're saying the hardware is minus 29 and it's 30? You can't. So like it's really just gonna fizz out, and that's why I said they're paving the roads and they're giving everybody every option they could. And now this year we got options of PlayStation and Nintendo as pathways off of Xbox, and they're just gonna let it naturally happen.
They pulled out of Africa and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, see, naturally happen. Just kind of slowly, just let it fizzle out, let it burn away. And therefore, when they come out and say, hey, we're no longer supporting, like we're no longer making Xbox hardware, like making a console, that they'll have a very like kind of like a couple of dudes will just be like, oh, that sucks, because they basically let it fizzle out for like a year or so and just let it go. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that they're doing now, I feel is very early. Like I think this strategy was really meant to be like a few years from now, but they rushing it because they spent so much money, because their shit's not ready. Their app is not ready. Their library of games from console to PC, it's not the same. Their cloud is still like not even at 1080p or some shit. Like it's still low. Like I feel that they're not ready for prime time, but they kind of like did open the doors. Like, you know, they're like, oh, buy once, play anywhere. I just showed the play anywhere on my thing, and it was like, dude, there's 400 games over a decade of that program. There's only 400 games, and they're all front loaded as a lot of their own games with a few kind of third party in there, and the rest is just okie dokie stuff. Like that program really never kicked off. So buy once, play everywhere really is a fallacy. It's not true. None of this stuff's ready. So I say give it a couple of years to let this console just kind of dwindle out, and they'll kind of put out an update like they did with the glazed, whatever that star glazed one, and do a couple of those, and that's it. Because JW, even those games, they went up in price. You can even see there's no sales. Like they've been going up with the S. The S is more expensive now than when it was at launch, because now is the one with the more memory. They just
What do you think about this though? Because there's people in the chat saying they give it to this spring. Once Halo and Gears come, that is in itself will be the end point. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't deny that's a very valid point. Because right now
I think
on Twitter,
for the fans it will be the end point.
Xbox dudes are saying, you know, they're still trying to hold the line by saying X, Y, and Z, but it's just, you got to look at it this way. It's gonna Twitter, YouTube, everything is gonna feel different when Halo is announced or Gears. It's gonna feel different, because I felt different. Like I felt the atmosphere felt different when they announced Forza. I think. It was extremely quiet from the Xbox Day. Like nobody tweeted.
It was a gut punch.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then it took them a day to get over it, and then they came back with their.
Well, they had their meeting.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
To the Discord, they said.
Yeah. That's their replies was, that sucks for PlayStation because Halo is going to sell more than Gran Turismo and all. You know, they you have to take out every excuse from them. And I think Gears and Halo going to PlayStation, that's a trifecta. I think that's there is nothing else. There is no other reason to hold on to Xbox after that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I was answering the question more like how Microsoft will approach it.
Yeah.
I think with the fans, you're right.
I think the fans are going to abandon. I think that's when they abandon shit. Wholeheartedly. Yeah, that's when. I think Halo, that is going to excel Microsoft's whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
I honestly think they just want to ride this shit out to the end of the generation, and they're going to call it quits. That's what I think. But
yeah, I can't see Satya approving like a new hardware, like an Xbox next gen version. No, and that's why you hear when Phil and I heard you and everybody, even Porter Rock and everybody talking about it. Like his approach now is all about like battery life and small screens and this. Dude, he's not talking about like a traditional console anymore. He's talking about like these little handheld things that they think is gonna. They're betting on, but the competition it's a niche. That's even more niche than the goddamn console market. and there's so much competition there, and you're the worst in that thing anyway. So you're batting 0 right now for that. But I'm telling you, like they're so far behind, and they're so far behind in everything. And I just feel that the bets that they made, they should have just. And I agree with a lot of Xbox fans in the sense that they should have tried to make these games exclusive and change the Game Pass model. Like, I don't know, like they should have done that a couple of years ago when they got Bethesda. That would have been a great pivot point to go, guys. And it just seems like they keep digging their hole. Like Phil Spencer, you could get out of the grave right now. You Bethesda, why don't you change it around? Going, hey, Game Pass is going to be our Game Pass, but Bethesda games, we're going to just sell them, and they're going to be exclusive, and we're going to do that, and make this variation. Instead, you just threw everything, and then he did the same thing with Call of Duty. Like, just sell Call of Duty for a month or so. Get your money, like, for a year. Why are you throwing it in the goddamn thing of Game Pass? Oh, and he all hyped it up, and I was like, shit. Like, you're just like, it's like, go home. It's over. Phil, get out of the casinos. You're losing your money. You lose down. He's like, no, I still got the house. I'm putting the house on. I'm like, no, dude, Phil, go home. You're down. Just go home. And he just kept double and tripling down on the same bad decisions, thinking like, what, 2%? Like, come on, man. All that 2 years. It's just insane, man. It's just so bad decisions. It's such bad. Like you're saying, like I forgot who's on here. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
This is Eric.
Eric, yeah. Like Eric said, they're so short-sighted. They're so short-sighted, and he's right. Even this PlayStation and Nintendo Switch shit. This is a short-sighted trying to get some money back, but thinking about in the long term, you're destroying what is an Xbox? What is Xbox? You killed
their
it.
identity and desire for the brand.
There's nothing.
And I used to be an Xbox guy.
Yeah, same here.
Well,
I
mean, doing the 360.
How do you build a platform, dude?
Exclusive.
He's still talking.
Awesome.
Exactly. And what's crazy is that he said it's about the games, not the platform. But then in the same sentence said, "I'm trying to build a platform." Why you build? What platform are you building if the games on that platform are available everywhere? The only option you're offering is for people to subscribe to get these games rather than buy them. So you're basically your platform is just basically a purchasing. It's like getting a credit card or paying cash. Like that's not a reason to join your platform. And on top of that, it's not cheap. And also it's not cheap. And I don't know who you think you're gonna attract, because by putting these games on PlayStation and Switch, it's making them stay where they are and not come to you. Nobody's coming to your cloud, xCloud, because, and that's the other thing. Like, they selling a console and they're like, oh, well, subscribe to Game Pass and you don't have to play here on the console. It's like, how do you, who's buying hardware or buying something and then the benefit is that you go play somewhere else? Like that's the thing. Oh, buy the console, subscribe to Game Pass, and what's the perk, Phil? Oh, your saves go with you when you play on PC and mobile. It's like, but I bought the fucking console to play on the console, not to play on my phone. Like, no, but that's a perk. That's the benefit. And it's like, that's what you're selling.
My saves come with me on my portal. So.
And I'm telling you, that portal, as silly as they firstly sound, it is smart because it doesn't have to require publisher approvals. Do you want it in the service? See, Microsoft is building this service to try to attract publishers and developers to do the same thing. Like, look at us. We're taking a hit. Look at what we did. And nobody came to the show. That's why they had to buy the publishers, because nobody was coming to them. Where the portal is just, it's taking the games and services you already own, and it just mirrors it on the go. Yes, it's limited to the internet, but it doesn't need like Ubisoft or somebody go, oh, I approve my game on your portable device, and you have to do licenses, and some games work, some games don't. You don't need that shit. It's just everything you own goes with you. There's no added subscriptions. Like, Microsoft lies where they go like, oh, well, that portable device is Game Pass. Like, the Asus ROG Ally. It's like, yeah, for $20 a month. It's not just, it doesn't come with me. Like, my games don't come with me. Like, I got to pay $20 a month to get Game Pass on here. Like, it doesn't come with the device. So,
and some devices that don't even allow native downloading, you have to have Ultimate in order.
Yeah, like a Steam Deck, they don't have a native Xbox Game Pass on Steam Deck either. Like, that's a whole, they never did that. Where Nvidia this was crazy. NVIDIA put their cloud, G Cloud, natively on Steam OS. So now you could do NVIDIA Cloud, and NVIDIA Cloud, because of the 10-year deal now, you could play the Microsoft games through NVIDIA Cloud. You don't even need, like, they suck. Microsoft's so stupid. Like, they're so fucking dumb. Yeah. So
That's
NVIDIA...
the short-sightedness I was talking
I
about.
know. They're like, oh, 10 years for NVIDIA? Yeah, sure. When they're throwing it out. They're like, 10 years of it. It's like, dude, they beat your cloud. Like, nobody's coming to your X Cloud. So you get a little cut now because NVIDIA is going to host your games with their service. Like,
Yeah.
And the games that are being streamed through cloud are on a Series S profile.
it's insane. Yeah, like, oh, no, the Series S. Yeah, that too. Like, well, I think they upgraded to the X, but it's still not even and then Sony has their streaming at 4K, DualSense, Dolby out, their surround sound thing, and you could stream demos, you could stream trials. Like, their cloud is so much better experienced on the PlayStation and even on the Portal. Overnight, they're like, yeah, you could do cloud gaming on the Portal, like, update tonight. They didn't have to have goddamn Herman Holtz on 5 different PlayStation podcasts talking about how you'll play differently on the cloud. Dude, they just said, update tonight, your Portal plays cloud.
Yeah.
I just...
like 200 games as a beta.
Yeah. There was no roll. Yeah, Xbox X Cloud is still in beta. Fuck yeah, like, what the hell, that is still in beta. We got it in 6 years. It's insane. Their decisions, everything is just so whack. It is crazy.
It's all short-sighted.
It is. It's all, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think they're just gonna let this console thing just ride itself out, and you know, and we will see the way it goes. It's gonna be a fun ride, though.
It'll be interesting though once Microsoft gives up on it. All the people that'll start like modding them and jailbreaking them.
Testing out the true power of the teraflops.
Exactly, exactly. Because it's all locked behind dev mode, and it's like
it's all locked.
It's all limited, right?
Shout out to my brother Post Up. Oh man, he said,
he's back.
Going?
He's back.
Yeah,
Post Up. It's over.
He's mad at me still, and that's okay. Yeah. I was a dick to him. I gotta admit. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, that's my brother Post, man. Hey, I've been missing him in the console war. He took a hiatus. He probably came back just this week to talk some stuff, and then he back out. But
I talked too much shit to him. He blocked me, so it's cool.
Yeah, I heard him and Puerto Rock had a good show on Friday.
Yeah, no, they had a good show.
Yeah, it was good.
On the old times and stuff. Listen, man. We had great times in the console war, man. It's over now, and that's why things are different. It just feels different. Hey, Post, I'm finna take my ass to bed, brother. I am. I'm about to get ready to get out of here.
It's bedtime, J-Dub. He's like, he gave it his nightcap. He's giving you a
1
nightcap.
o'clock in the morning. What you doing, J-Dub?
He's like, I made you some tea. Go to bed.
Yeah. Anyway, man, I want to thank y'all for rocking out with me, Jay.
Hey, let me on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Let me, giving your opinion and stuff like that. Eric, you already know, man. You got keys to the castle, so anytime I'm live or whatever, just jump in and let us know. Again, you don't have to agree with everything we say. Most of us disagree in some capacity.
Yeah.
We just go about giving our opinion, and we respect each other's opinion. And sometimes I listen to what Jez has to say, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't see things that way. I didn't see it how you see it, and it totally makes sense.
Hey, I'm not right about anything. I just exactly like it is what it is. People.
But listen, one thing I say about this, they showed over, like you said, 35 games. A ton of them were brand new IP that we didn't ever see before. We didn't know. They're coming to PlayStation. They're going to run best. They're going to look best.
Too.
I like that captured on. Once I saw all those games start saying captured on PS5 Pro, I got all giddy because I already know the ray tracing is coming, the 4K, all the different modes, all the different stuff that comes with that. It's there, and I think that's going to convince people to go out and purchase PS5 Pros even more.
And they'll probably drop the price too.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to GTA 6 yet, right? Which is going to be the biggest seller of them all for PS5
day one.
Pro.
That's a day one for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so if you're a PC guy, Xbox guy, you have no choice but to walk through that door and get you a Pro. Nobody's going to sit around 2 years and wait while everybody's having fun with the biggest game in the world. That's just not how that works, you know.
Yeah, they will, and then they'll just break it and add mods and all kinds of other stupid.
Well, yeah,
Oh no.
but that's why I'm kind of glad that they're waiting a couple of years before they give PC guys access.
Yeah.
Dude. Any updates on Black Myth Wukong for Xbox?
I'm
Hey,
almost done
Post.
chapter 3.
I'm glad Post said, let's ask him, where is Black Myth Wukong, brother? Where's the ATG group? Are they still patching it up and trying to get that thing to work?
Yo, they said
Did
that.
they all that thing down, Post?
Dude, those Xbox ninjas went over there like 2 guys, 1 tooth. Hey guys, we're fixing.
Yeah.
They got those the ninjas over there. They Xbox ninjas.
Yeah. Listen, Bobby Kotick he looked at Satya Nadella straight in his eyeball, straight to his soul, and told him, "You don't need to be in gaming." And I think that's why, you know. Oh, he says, Post Up says Sony money had it.
Oh man, there's still money hat. They're still slipping money under the table.
The money hat. Yeah, listen. So, hey, Sony got a deep hat to be money hat and everything.
I thought they were
you know
poor.
what I'm saying? Yeah. I thought Sony was broke. I thought they couldn't afford it.
Yeah, their money hat.
Yeah. Anyway,
this
thank
tiny
y'all.
little Sony is kicking the crap out of a $3 trillion company.
Exactly. Anyway,
Microsoft spent $80 billion. They can't money hat anything.
exactly.
No,
Like,
they're broke now.
Yeah.
They spent $80 billion.
Now they're broke.
Yeah.
Phil's trying to get everybody with his good looks.
Xbox's future depends on whether PlayStation gamers save Xbox or not. Because if we don't buy those Xbox games that come to our platform, Xbox is out of business completely.
Oh, they made their 400 million back. Don't worry, Post.
Yeah.
With Black Myth Wukong.
Facts.
Yo, they'll start. I'm telling you, they're gonna start
it-
selling off assets and closing studios.
Yeah, they made
That's
that money
still
back with Sea of Thieves. So
They'll probably
salute.
liquidate everything after they extract.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
will.
they'll sell off. They'll sell off. They'll
All the
sell off
studios.
assets.
Yeah.
They'll sell off IP. They'll shut studios down. And I think too that's another reason why Phil's like it's a business, and I got to keep Xbox Live because I think he knows the alternative is that if they don't bring money in, he's gonna have to do what he did last year to, you know, to Hi-Fi Rush and all that stuff. I think more of that's coming. They bought so much, like.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Who knows? After
Well,
compulsion,
he said the deal was done in what 3 hours? It didn't
Yeah,
take them
it-
long. So I think Microsoft would just
It was
jumped on
Game
something
Pass,
without
he
knowing.
said, dude. Did you
Yeah,
hear? He
whatever.
said it was Game Pass was like putting their games in Game Pass. Like the deal was done, but Kodak did not want the game in Game Pass.
Let's listen to what he said. Let's listen.
I was really worried that not just that the business model was going to get attacked, which that's obvious, and like that was the only disagreement. We got the deal done in 3 days, and the only disagreement we had over like the future of the operation of the business was Game Pass. And I said to them, like,
Game Pass is one price for all subscription of otherwise $60 games
You're
or
saying an unlimited subscription from
from Microsoft.
Microsoft for any game.
yeah, and my view is like, we have a game called World of Warcraft that we have $15 a month. If you
For one game.
yeah, why would I
Right.
put that into a Game Pass?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said to these guys, like, it's why trade out flexible business models where you can do what's actually in the best interest of the customer. You look at like Candy Crush, you know, Candy Crush, we only monetize
It's a
2%
flexible
of the
monetization
audience.
model.
And it's, you know, and when we added ads, we added another $400 million of operating income. This is a funny thing with Iwata before he died. He used to say, you know, what do you think about free-to-play game? And I was like, Iwata-san, free to start.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that. I think free-to-play mobile games now average about 25 cents an hour. So,
Yeah.
you know, in World of Warcraft, last I heard, it was about 19 cents an hour. So,
Like 26. But like there's like I didn't believe in that. Satya's first day, I happened to be up there and we had like a half an hour together and he said, what can you tell me about gaming? And I was like, dude, you shouldn't be in gaming. Dude, you shouldn't be in gaming.
Oh man,
Bruh.
yo, it's crazy. And that's slimy Kodak too.
I mean, he's a businessman, but he knows
Yeah.
what customers want.
And that guy with the
He's
glasses too is just like, dude, they're crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Game Pass was an irrational move.
Yeah, it was an extreme move, and they never gave it the balance that it needed to try to make it work with them. They just said everything we ever will do and will be, and I never liked that absolute thing. I'm like, how do you just commit everything you're ever gonna do to this? I just don't like. I'm just like, how do you do that?
Stepping over dollars to pick up quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming by, rocking out with me. Late night, man. Had a great state of play. I wanted to get you guys' opinion. Let you guys know
Hit
my
that
opinion.
like. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to.
And subscribe.
Go ahead and subscribe to Jazz channel, The Grinders. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where to find him.
That's right. You know where to find me.
Absolutely. All you guys in the chat, thank you for coming to rock out with me and hearing my opinion, hearing Jazz's and Eric's opinion. And we will see y'all on Twitter. We'll see y'all on YouTube. Y'all have a great night, and we will talk to y'all later.